You may have had issues with red, itchy skin. Clean skincare is patented to wash away the bacteria, fungus, and microbes that cause eczema, acne, and red blotchy skin all over your body. Go to cleanwash.com. That's CLN-wash.com to find out more about the products they offer. Face moisturizer, face wash, shampoo, and body wash formulated for everyday use. Go to cleanwash.com. That's cleanwash.com.
Hey everyone, Troy Aikman here with my Beer 8 Elite Light Lager. The hardest workers in the room know that now and then it's important to take a break to celebrate life's victories and special moments. For me, that means grabbing a beer with friends, which is why I made 8. With organic grains, no adjuncts or fillers, it's 90 calories, has 2.6 grams of carbs, and tastes fantastic. Visit 8beer.com to find a store, restaurant, or bar near you, because you should never settle for anything other than a high-quality light beer.
When you have a plumbing problem, there's no worse feeling than not knowing who to call or who you can trust. 3G Plumbing and Backflow are the friends you need to help solve your problem. They've been serving the DFW Metroplex for over 20 years and can handle any plumbing issues you have. 3G Plumbing are the tankless water heater gurus with the technical and installation experience you need. Call them at 214-356-6867 or go online to 3gplumbingllcdfw.com. If you have a problem with your sewer or water line leaks or leaks under your foundation, 3G Plumbing and Backflow can take care of it for you. And they will meet or beat anyone's prices, plus give you a better warranty to boot. Go to 3gplumbingllcdfw.com to learn more and connect with someone who will be more than happy to help you. When plumbing problems occur, 3G Plumbing and Backflow is the only call you need to make. 214-356-6867. Mention you heard this commercial and get a free camera inspection and video, a $300 value. You can count on 3G Plumbing and Backflow.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
The previous program is paid for by The Game with Tim Matthews. All opinions or statements expressed on this program are solely those of The Game with Tim Matthews or its guests and do not reflect the opinions of KRLD-FM or Odyssey.
years with Window Nation. Visit Window Nation.
Uber Eats has low V products? I gotta remember that.
Well, you know, they say in order to remember something, you have to forget something else. Okay, now that is a very cute haircut.
That's like a little shag. I've never seen it before.
Well, I mean, of course you have. It's the Rachel. Oh, is that your name? No, I mean like your name. No, I'm Jen. My name's Jen.
Right, but I just mean like this is your haircut.
But that's hair on your head.
I'm not saying this is your hair.
Okay.
Stars don't even care if his cologne sucks.
They don't care.
That's a real fatty right there. That is a real fatty right there.
Fatty Tolo.
From the 714, I recommend the best way to start this show would be with Arizona State beating Texas Tech. You know, Brennan Baxter and Jacob Ray have been real quiet the last 12 to 18 hours, I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't heard hide nor hair from Jacob Ray.
The guns are not up.
The guns are not up.
We're going to talk a little college football.
We will. We'll absolutely get to that next segment.
Real quick, we got another total just texted in and said, shout out to our own boxing great, Shay Metcalf. She won her fight last night. She's Dallas's own, yeah.
Shout out to Miss
She and
Shay.
Sha'Carri Richardson, boy, they be representing the women in Dallas.
We didn't get them on the show. We didn't get them on the show. The offense better not fall off with CD coming back.
Nope, I don't think it will.
I don't think it will.
Not at all.
I don't think it will. From the 214, and this is just rando. My favorite sports conspiracy theory is that the Luka trade was an inside deal with Adam Silver. Well, you're preaching to the choir, because I too am.
Is that what you think?
Oh,
same, absolutely.
Come on.
all three of you. Huh?
You ain't gonna. I'm here for it. The fact that you got Cooper Flagg out of the deal.
It was in the script, huh?
Look, I don't know what script they've got going on.
So if they beat Memphis, they're not in the lottery. But come on, you know they beat Memphis. If they beat Memphis in the play-in, they're not in the lottery. So it's in the script, huh? I'm just playing with the conspiracy theory that everybody's.
They planted in Detroit,
huh?
They planted in Detroit.
Well, no, I know what you're talking about, but you're saying that all the things that had to happen, between the time they lost to once they got in the lottery, the 1.8%. Again, we can agree to disagree, but it's too.
But if you're saying that Adam Silver and Luka, see, you can't start at the end of the season. You got to start when the trade was being made. If you're throwing out silly conspiracy theories, because you have to say, oh yeah, because this team is not good and everybody's going to get hurt and Kyrie's going to get hurt and then they'll be so bad. I'll believe you if the team was played as they were and nobody got hurt.
Yeah. I don't think even whether they get hurt or not.
And then you're going to have to say also, as we go the script, that, we already knew that in January, Cooper Flagg was going to leave Duke, win or lose the national championship. He's definitely going to turn pro. Yeah, you knew that in January. Adam Silver knew.
Well, the number one pick was the number one pick.
But guess what? Who had the number one pick last year? It was Atlanta. What's that kid's name? Nobody knows. It don't matter.
But what does that have to do with the conspiracy theory?
Because it's not worth it then. In other words, you don't trade that star knowing you're not going to get anything in return.
Well, yeah, but you're going to get Dylan Harper.
No, you don't know that.
You know? No, but if you get the number one pick, you've got carte blanche as to who you're going to get.
But it's not going to be worth it. It's not going to be worth a generational talent. So, again, we can play these conspiracy theories. It's in the script.
Hey, look.
6'7", man. 6'7".
I go back to.
I'm not going to talk you out of your theory. I'm just saying. I'm just showing everybody who has those theories. Well, prove it to me.
Well, that's kind of why they're conspiracy theories, just because they're hard to prove.
I know.
That's the beauty. That's what makes it. That's what makes a conspiracy theory.
I will agree with you on that.
And it look seems awfully interesting. All the chain of events that went down right afterwards, but we digress. Bottom line is this: Cooper Flagg starts his Dallas Mavericks career on Wednesday.
Oh, and by the way, tomorrow at 4:00 is the final cut day. 4:00.
Boy, I tell you what, Dennis Smith, man.
Well, I figured he was just going to be there to get some tape for training camp.
And didn't even play that much, though, really.
Well,
at least preseason-wise, he didn't.
There was already people thought
that team was loaded.
People think there's no guards because Kyrie's out. They got depth at every position. And when Dennis Smith got offered a chance, I was like, I don't know if we're gonna make it unless Dante Exum is hurt that bad.
Well, that, and I think they love Ryan Nembhard.
I knew that before they even signed it. This dude was for real in Summer League, and his brother plays for the Pacers, and he led the nation in assists at Gonzalez. It wasn't like he was in South Dakota State.
No.
It was at Gonzaga, which is a basketball power.
That's
you know what it was? It was his height.
Yeah, no, if he's 6'2", 6'3", he's a first rounder.
Yeah, he was not even drafted. So he got the two-way contract.
He's got a two-way contract.
And they got 3 two-way contracts already accounted for now. They just signed this tall center guy.
CC?
Yeah, CC, who does block shots. He's like he was Big 12 co-player of the year, defensive player of the year a couple years ago.
But how many? Okay, so does that put them at 15 then? Are they
They're at 18.
They're at 18. Okay, so you can only carry 15 though, as far as kind of like with the NFL, you can only carry 45 or whatever it is. But so you can carry 15. So the other 3 will be what with the G League team?
Yeah, and by the way, Dennis Smith Jr. his G League rights are in like Wisconsin or something, so he can't even.
be with Milwaukee.
Yeah, so he can't be down here for the G League.
Oh, so they can't even sign him to a 2-way deal if they wanted to.
No,
I didn't.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. I think him coming down here, you'd have to have some major injuries happen. But it was a feel good story.
For as long as it lasted, I mean, and the fact is, he's only 27 years old.
No, he's
that's
young.
The crazy part.
Exactly.
Is he's still a relatively young guy. It just feels like he's been in the league forever.
That reminds me of another conspiracy theory. That was when he and Luka were on the same team.
Yeah.
How come these nutcases out here were saying they hate each other? They don't get along.
Yeah.
They don't. I'm like, their girlfriends hang out together. They play video games. Him and Luka are tight friends to this day. But no, Dennis Smith, he's upset. He wants to be traded because he and Luka don't like each other. Like I said, conspiracy theory.
Well, and then somebody also went on Twitter last night and used the conspiratorial that that's another reason for why Nico cut him was because he's Luka's boy. So take that for what it's worth. Take that for look at that. I'll tell you what, A+ job by you. A+ job by you.
Trevor brought in some new audio cuts.
Well, he brought us in some new cut sheets with the entire cut written out, which makes our lives a lot easier.
Yeah, we don't have to guess what these guys are saying.
Can you give me that cut that was originated on the 12th at 17:15? Okay, all right. So, yes, that game, Mavericks on Wednesday. We're excited for it. You should be too. Tell you what, take the over, by the way. 36.5 wins or something crazy like that? Give me that all day, every day. And I'm not opposed to the idea of Cooper Flagg starting at point guard on Wednesday.
Me either.
I think it's going to happen. Now, how long is it going to play out that way? Who knows?
And again, I always say this for people who are wondering, because everybody wants to cookie cutter. This is a point guard. This is a shooting guard. This is a small forward. This is a big forward. And this is a center. Not these days. And Jason Kidd always plays according to the matchups. So Cooper Flagg might be the point guard for one game. He might be the point guard for 10 games. It may not be 10 straight games in a row. People forget that Derek Lively started the season as the starting center last year, and it wasn't working out well. So guess what? You put what's his name back in?
Who? Gafford?
Gafford, yeah. So again, they're all interchangeable, which is why they're dangerous. And Jason Kidd is not he's not the former coach of the Knicks who got fired because he stuck with the same 5 guys over and over again. Thibodeau. He's not Thibodeau.
No, he's not afraid to move people around.
It's all about matchups, man.
And you've got Frank Vogel in that coaching staff, Phil Handy. So you've got a lot of good coaches there that I think this has been. They're not going to go into this half stepping by any means. Okay, real quick, this is shoddy from yesterday, or excuse me, 2 days ago, and this is a question that I keep asking, and I want to know the answer to, and we'll decide if we get the real answer or not. But was Eberflus's system already preordained before he got here?
No, I think the system has always got to be flexible, guys. I really believe that. I've always believed that. I think for us to just be like, okay, this is what I run. I am Brian Schottenheimer, and I am the greatest offensive mind in the world, and we're going to run these 5 plays, and you guys are going to – no, you don't do that. Like, you've got a philosophy. You've got an identity, and then you have to adjust based on what your players do well. It's been very clear to us that we've been struggling some in zone. That's not a secret. And why is that? Well, there's lots of reasons. Our eyes haven't been great. There's things we got to clean up, but the flexibility and the ability to adjust is what coaches should be judged on, and that's what we're going to be judged on, and that's why we're working so hard right now. On the defensive side of the ball of making some of the adjustments. And it doesn't mean that man-to-man's the only answer. It means, hey, guys, we have to play zone. And when we play zone, let's play it better, and here's how you do it. And so, but absolutely not. It's never a thing. You better, as a football coach, have the ability to adjust to your talent and your players. And that's what we're in the process of doing.
It's a work in process. And I was saying this earlier. He's exactly right. Shotty is exactly right. I wish he were the defensive coordinator to explain it to everybody well. But the problem is this. Buy-in. if you're a defense that's ranked number 32 and you're not comfortable with the communication, in other words, the system is being built because you are having flaws because of communication problems and injuries. The buy-in is the most important thing. You know what you did. You weren't 32 last year. I don't care if you would put it like this. Two years ago when Dan Quinn was the defense coordinator, for 3 straight years you were 12-5, and the defense was top 5.
Yeah.
Top 10. I mean, so the buy-in is you're not going to have any buy-in at all if you still at number 32 and you're giving up big chunk runs and chunk plays and you're giving up all these big bomb touchdown passes from quarterbacks that don't have arms.
Yeah, I don't.
It's all about buy-in.
At what point, though, I mean, is the scheme or is it? We got Corey Chavis coming on this week because I can't wait to talk to him because what
does Corey Chavis do?
Corey Chavis spent 12 years in the NFL, former All-Pro, former Pro Bowl, and I appreciate you asking that. Secondary, played safety and cornerback in the NFL in the 90s and 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Vanderbilt grad, so you know he's a smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are we asking? Because of the idea that, okay, you're a zone cornerback or you're a man-to-man cornerback, like I would think zone would be maybe a little bit easier. Who knows? I don't know.
You got to know your area,
which I get, but at the same time, it's like, well, how complex can the area be? Is what I'm getting.
It's like you got to trust who's supposed to be having your back.
You're
like
right. Who
Donovan
do you pass
Wilson,
it off to and that sort of thing.
Donovan Wilson is not his career. I'm talking about as a safety.
Yeah.
He is not a guy you put in space to cover receivers. He's a guy that's supposed to stuff the run.
That's it.
That's what he can put a helmet on somebody. And so you got him in space, and he's like, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be. And then Bland's like, wait a minute. If he's going to be here, then I got to give up some space. I don't know what. That's just part of the communication problem.
Yeah.
And then there's the buy-in. It's like, wait a minute. I'm comfortable being by my guy, playing some man. Well, if I'm going to get burned, I want to get burned the way I know I won't get burned.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying what the buy-in is. And again, you can't be in man all the time. You can't be in zone all the time. And the question is, they don't know who they are. They don't have an identity because it's in flux.
But then my question goes back to, well, what the hell are we doing in practice?
Everybody's hurt.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm bringing that up because this week I was out there and the coaches kept saying, this is the most we've had guys in practice since training camp ended.
Yeah.
Healthy guys. Even CD was playing in practice.
Well, no, I mean, I understand.
I'm talking about all the defensive guys are hurt. And don't get me wrong, I'm not using it as an injury as an excuse. I'm just saying you're watching a work in progress and it's effed up. And you're saying, when is it going to change? If the buy-in isn't there, it's not going to change. That's the problem. You got to keep an eye on the buy-in.
Which I get that. I'm just saying, like, but the idea that you have a hard time buying in to
let's call it what I called it 2 weeks ago. Intelligence.
No, look, I mean, you're not wrong.
In other words, you got to dumb it down to the players because the players can't get your zone.
That's crazy.
Because it's like what it's kind of like. It's kind of like quarterback calling plays. If you got a different language, because you don't want the defense to know your terminology, your different language. If the offensive line don't know your language, you can get a lot of penalties.
Well, not just that, but it's like, well, what do your eyes see? Like what? And now we got to coach what people see. I don't know. All right,
it's a mess.
It is.
It's a hot mess.
That's the takeaway.
6-7
Uberflus, can you fix it? 877-881-1053. 877-881-1053.
I see you forcing that.
That is the Franklin Frankel Injury Attorney text line. All right, we're rocking and rolling. Let's get your thoughts on this. We may have to do some totals on the telephone later on this hour, too, because we want to get your thoughts on how this game's going to go down tonight, okay? But when we come back, it was a full day of college football. Are the Arch Boo-Birds back out? Well, let's find out next. Don't go anywhere. This is the Spec Tailgate Show.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Uber Eats, I suppose. No, that's absurd. Hey, remember when you used to be what was it, Pepper Lady? Pepper Lady?
Wasn't it Cinnamon Sisters?
Those were babes.
Saffron Squad?
Nutmeg Maidens?
Pre-curl?
No.
Nutmeg Maidens.
I just said that. Was it Spice Girls?
Doesn't sound right.
Was it Saffron Squad?
products.
I gotta remember that.
Well, you know, they say in order to remember something, you have to forget something else. Okay, now that is a very cute haircut.
That's like a little shag. I've never seen it before.
Well, I mean, of course you have. It's the Rachel. Oh, is that your name?
No, I mean like your name.
No, I'm Jen. My name's Jen.
Right, but I just mean like this is your haircut.
But that's hair on your head.
I'm not saying this is your hair.
Okay, freaking me out a little bit.
Podcast with Brian Broaddus, Zach Wolchuk, and Eric Giafalo. Presented by the On Time Experts, keeping Cowboys fans comfortable all season long. Subscribe to Love of the Star wherever your favorite podcasts are found.
This segment on 105.3 The Fan is brought to you by Classic Chevrolet. If you're in the market to upgrade your vehicle, get to Classic Chevrolet in Grapevine. Back-to-back #1 Chevy dealership in the world. They got more new Chevys than anyone, all priced to sell. Silverado, Tahoe, Blazers, Malibus, Equinox, and more. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com. This is Texas. This is Classic Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Relax and enjoy the difference. Based on new Chevy registrations 2023 and 2024.
Just another superb read in the books from Mr. Trevor, the creator. If you had, we probably won't have time for it today. By the way, this is the Specs Tailgate show. In case you guys were wondering, we love our Specs Tailgate over here. Cheers to Savings, the official tailgate provider of the Dallas Cowboys is Specs Fine Savings. That said, at some point, CA, we need your experience and just your overall just je ne sais quoi, if you will, to help our young friend Trevor out here. There's a young lady that he's got the hots for, and I don't know that he knows how to talk to her, so we may need you to.
I know how to talk to girls. I'm just not good at it.
Well, that kind of goes hand in hand, so I just want to throw that out there. All right, real quick, let's do a little scoreboard today. Where's all my Texas Tech Red Raiders at, by the way? Where are all my Texas Red Raiders?
Guns are back in their holsters.
I tell you what, they are
just for a game.
Shooting blanks, because that's what you're doing after last night.
Shots
my
fired.
Goodness. You lose to Arizona State. What a game, 26-22. Went down to the wire. Shout out to, they scored 15 points in like a minute and a half, but the defense was not enough at the end.
Put it like this. Arizona State's for real. They didn't need just Scatterboo. There's a reason they were in the conference championship game last year. And by the way, TCU found out that way against Arizona State the same way. By the way, shout out to TCU because they beat Baylor.
Big win
over Baylor. It kept them in the hunt for the Big 12 championship. Also, let's give a shout out to SMU and Kevin Jennings on one ankle. Kevin Jennings and SMU still undefeated in the ACC because they beat Clemson in South Carolina.
Wow.
And what's so crazy about that, SMU has now won 11 straight ACC games, regular season. 11 straight. And it was a revenge game because that's who knocked them off in the ACC championship game last year. The other thing about
What a mess.
Clemson. Yeah, and I blame Debo. I mean, what's his name? Dabo Sweeney. Dabo and Debo on the same coast now.
Not even playing tonight either.
Yeah, not even playing for the Cowboys.
That's the other issue.
Yeah, I blame him because he refused to look at the portal for a while.
Well, they said he started to kind of get into it this past season.
Too late.
But at that point, I mean,
Yeah.
and I don't. I mean, look, they had a lot. Look, they had the most people coming back from last year as far as starters of any top 10 team in the country, including Cade Klubnik, who was
out.
But I heard something about him, and I'll tell you guys off the break. During the break, because this is not safe for radio. I heard a story about him and our boy Cade Klubnik, and let's just say I took him off my draft board when I heard this story.
Okay, we'll find out.
It's again, it's not safe for radio.
But let me say this again. There's a lot of teams that lost yesterday and Friday. I mean, it was like 9 out of the top 25. LSU lost to Vanderbilt. You talking about how Vanderbilt's a smart team? smart program. Everybody knew Vanderbilt was going to win that game, and they did it.
They did. They
did it. Shout out to Oklahoma. They were in South Carolina as well. They beat the game. Cox beat them handily.
You know, where are we at? We haven't said much about our boy Lenoris Sellers. What's the latest and greatest on him? He was a guy that coming into this season was a potential Heisman candidate, first-round quarterback. Mm-hmm. I watched him play a little bit against Missouri. I saw him play a little bit against Virginia Tech. He just doesn't seem he doesn't have the same confidence, and it just feels like there's something about this offense and this year that he just doesn't have that. He's not having the same success this year that he had a year ago.
Well, I ain't worried about him. Mateer looked back to normal. Mateer,
that's your boy.
For OU, he looked back to normal, and they needed him to look back to normal.
You shouldn't have played him last week.
I agree. And I don't think his hand was a problem. I think he was trying too hard. I think he, in other words,
indirectly his hand was a problem.
That's what I'm saying. He was trying to prove the hand was no problem, and that's why he tried too hard. It's like, come on, man.
Didn't let the game come to him.
Didn't let the game come to him. So, real quick, North Texas, they beat UTSA, so congratulations to them. But let's go ahead.
Beat the brakes off
of them. A&M won, so congrats to them.
But in a nail biter.
In a nail biter, but they won.
But they got the dub.
But let's go ahead, and your tease was about Arch. Because why in the hell you have to go to overtime to beat Kentucky?
That's a great question, man.
Well, is it the hangover? Was it the hangover from the Cotton Bowl win?
You know what? It's funny you say that because that was one of the things. And by the way, shout out to I know YouTube TV. It feels like they tack on your bill every other month. My God, I don't know what I'm paying at this point. But I do love the quad box. Mm-hmm. Okay, I do love the quad box, and was able to watch 4 different games at a time last night, and I was in bliss. I really was. Arch, you got the dub, so there is something to be said for that. And I know the color commentators were talking about this last night on the game, that it's, and you know this, and UT fans can speak to this, dropping a game after that rivalry game, you know, or coming out and looking the hangover, you know, because it's a big. I mean, obviously there is going to be these are teenage kids.
Yes, they got to go to class that week. Yeah, right. And you know what? You beat OU.
And you beat OU.
Focus,
right?
Yeah, focus.
You beat OU. Let's call it what it is. Kentucky was 2-4, defeated in SEC play.
That was a trap game.
That was a trap game of all trap games. Now that said, Arch Manning once again looked like he did a couple weeks ago, right? And that's the problem with Arch Manning right now is for as great as he looked against Oklahoma last week in the second half, he looked equally abysmal today or last night against Kentucky, but made plays when he had to, even though that was a sloppy. I mean, it was 16-13 was the final score in that ball game, and you did that in overtime.
Whew. All I can say is I've decided after the first game, after the second game, that he really is a project that the Mannings handed to Sark. They said, Sark, we don't want you to rush him. We want you to build. He came from basically a 2A program in Louisiana. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was from a 6A.
No, this ain't Westlake, this ain't South Lake Carroll,
exactly.
It's not Duncanville, DeSoto,
right?
That he came from. No, I mean this is
So in a way, because his last name is Manning, everybody just thought, he's going to be Peyton, Arch.
Look, you're not wrong about that, and I appreciate you saying that because that's one thing. And Corey Mose from KVUE is one of our friends of the program, one of Blake's homeboys from back in the day, and one of the best talking all things UT. I strongly urge you to go out there and follow him if you haven't already. But he told us this 2 weeks ago that the worst kept secret about Arch Manning and his time at Texas is that they knew going into this was that this was not going to be like, hey, if he's ahead of schedule and you plug him in this year and he's dotting all over the field, okay, great. He's ahead of schedule. But they also knew at the same time, like, look, for what this kid has in athleticism and for the fact that he's able to run a lot, which, by the way, that is if I've got one pushback on Sark and how he has orchestrated this Arch Manning, why haven't you had him run the ball more? That is and I get it. Maybe you're trying to, maybe that's a family directive. We don't want him getting hurt. But at the same time, I don't think it's a coincidence that when he runs to start the game, like he did against OU,
he gets comfortable.
He gets comfortable a lot faster.
And he gets lathered up and he's ready to play. Here's another thing, that UT fans got to keep in mind too, and they know this. You lost a lot of players to the NFL draft last season, and you also have a raggedy offensive line because they're all new.
Yeah.
And so he's running for his life half the time.
They've gotten a
Colt
smidge better, but not.
We had Colt McCoy on the show. Me and RJ.
Yeah, you did.
I was in for Sean. This was back in August sometime.
Yeah.
And Colt McCoy was saying, hey, he's got a great relationship with Arch. And he said, I'm going to tell y'all right now, that offensive line is new.
Yeah.
And you cannot expect him to do what you want him to do yet. That's what Colt McCoy saying this. And I said, So I kept that in mind. And a lot of UT fans are like, he's not better than yours. Well, yours was going to go to the pros anyway. He's at Miami Dolphins right now. He might get to take over pretty soon. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Because the team might be turning on Tua. They might say, wait a minute, he threw us under the bus. Bring in yours.
And look, your boy Mike McDaniel could use anything right now. Talk about a wish and a prayer. That's a whole nother conversation right there.
That's an NFL conversation.
Here we are, 1 hour in the books. It's a Sunday morning. We're chilling. So should you. 877-881-1053. We're going to read some of y'all's text messages here in the 10 o'clock hour. But before we do that, we've got our boy RJ Ochoa from Blogging the Boys. He's going to join us. We haven't had our guy RJ on in a while. Mm-hmm. Let's get you, talk about getting lathered up. Let's get lathered up for a Cowboys win today. RJ Ochoa, Blogging the Boys, coming up next.
The more time you give, the more our...
Got to forget something else to remember that Uber Eats has groceries.
No, that's absurd. Hey, remember when you used to be what was it, Pepper Lady? Pepper Lady?
What was it? Cinnamon Sisters?
Basil Babes.
Saffron Squad?
Nutmeg Maidens?
Tree Club?
No.
Nutmeg Maidens.
I just said that. Was it Spice Girls?
Doesn't sound right.
Was it Saffron Squad?
Your turn it on, leave it on. Home of America's team is 105.3 The Fan.
Hello, baby.
KRLD-FM and HD1, Dallas-Fort Worth.
An Odyssey sports station.
Driven by our D&M Leasing Studios. Thanks for turning it on, leaving it on. 105.3 The Fan.
Hour number 2 of the Specs Tailgate show happening right now. I am Fred Davis. That gentleman to my right is the 3-time Hall of Famer, Mr. Chris Arnold.
Got you down.
And then, of course, the one, the only, the creator of all creators, our officially unofficial Stars correspondent, Mr. Trevor Beck.
Good luck, gang.
Hey, can I go a quick shout out? Yesterday,
absolutely can.
Quick shout out to the NFL alumni, the Dallas chapter. Yesterday afternoon, late afternoon, they had a bowling tournament.
Okay.
Charity bowling tournament, nonprofit. I was out there for that.
Yeah.
And they had a great time. All the people that contributed, they had a great
Did you
time.
bowl?
I did not bowl. I actually announced it for them.
Okay, of course you did.
Because, you got to introduce these guys.
Got to.
Former Pittsburgh Steeler, blah, 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 former Dallas Cowboy, great. Number 44.
Love it.
All that kind of fun. It was a lot of fun. And again, shout out to all of them, including Byron Williams, who put that thing together. And then also, speaking of alumni, there's going to be a bunch of Dallas Cowboy alumni at the game.
Okay.
Jerry's hosting all these former players.
Love it.
So shout out to all the former Cowboy greats who will be in the building, hopefully watching the Cowboys outscore Washington.
Well, we're excited about it. You should be, too. You should also be excited because this is the Specs Tailgate Show. Specs Wine, Spirits, and Finer Foods, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Cheers to savings. All right, let's go.
I got to say this real quick.
One more thing.
He'll kill me if I don't. The guy whose team won that bowling event, former Cowboy safety Keith Davis.
Okay.
Keith Davis, I told him,
Great name.
Uberflus can use you.
Uberflus could use it.
Put a green dot on his helmet.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll put a green dot on this guy's helmet. Joining us on the D&M Leasing Hotline, friend of the program and just one of the all-around good dudes when it comes to talking all things pigskin, Mr. RJ Ochoa from Blogging the Boys. RJ, glad to have you on board on this Sunday morning, my man. It's been too long.
Of course. Thanks for having me. I appreciate y'all, and appreciate the Keith Davis shout-out. Shout-out to Pat Watkins, Anthony Henry, Terrence Newman, that whole secondary. That was a great time to be a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's not terrible to be a fan right now,
32
right?
in the NFL.
I mean, where are you at right now on all the Uberflus news?
I really, really, really like Matt, and I'm such a big fan of his, and really enjoyed his first stint with the team, obviously, and
coach,
and it was at a time when Rod Marinelli was the defensive coordinator, and everybody felt like Matt deserved the title, kind of the Chris Richard before Chris Richard, and so I was super pumped about this, and I think it was fair to be excited about it. I think my biggest issue is his insistence on trying to jam this square peg in a round hole. I understand that you got to say things, in the week and whatnot, but right now, I mean, I am down bad on that side of the ball. It's truly, I hate being this way, but it's a matter of I'm not going to believe anything until you give us a reason to. And so I have the lowest of possible expectations for the defense today. I mean, I think we all feel like, oh, Debo's out, Terry McLaurin's out, like, should be easy. CD's coming back, Turpin's coming back, but we're all still terrified, which kind of speaks to the state of things right now, in my opinion.
Yes, I think the final score is going to be something like 40-39. Just kidding. But it's going to be a shootout because the defense I can't trust. And, here's what's so wild about this. And I'm not just going to straight up we've been beating up the defense all morning until proven otherwise. To me, it's about buy-in. They're not going to buy in until they win and until they play better because it's like they know what they thought they could do. You know what I mean? To buy into this new system, this Marinelli system that nobody runs anymore. But I did want to talk about the offense, and you mentioned the guys coming back. CeeDee Lamb coming back. People wonder, I'm just reading the text, I don't think it's going to be a problem. You think CeeDee Lamb coming back is going to jam things up with George Pickens as far as the offense rolling and keeping the roll going? In other words, you got to kind of take a step back to add him back into the equation.
I don't think so. We've seen a great rapport between CeeDee and George. I don't think that there's any jealousy or whatever, even like competitive jealousy. I think the thing that gives me the most confidence there is CD's always been very vocal about his love and admiration for Hollywood Brown, dating back to their days in Norman. And so he is, there is that, stereotype, I guess, among wide receivers, but CD's always someone, who when he's played football at a high level has kind of thrived when he's had someone opposite of him. And
like Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like it's probably been an interesting set of emotions for him to miss time and not see the offense fall apart. And so, look, we're all human, and we all want to be valued, and we all want to be needed. And I'm sure he deals with that in his own way, but I don't have any, worries or dispersions about CD being in his own feelings. If George is the one who's eating today against Washington, I think CD will be happy about that one way or the other.
RG at Show, Blogging the Boys, joining us here, talking all things Dallas Cowboys ahead of their game today against the Washington Commanders. One guy we'd love to see eat today would be Mr. Jadon Blue. He's clearly running back number 2. Now, obviously, he's going to have fewer opportunities on special teams with Kevontae Turpin coming back. But how much would you like to see him integrated more into this, run game? And, what kind of addition would that mean if you could just get a serviceable Jadon Blue over the next few weeks?
This is one of those that I'm kind of letting other people fight the fight on. I'm fine being the second wave, the third wave of reinforcements here, just because Javonte has been so awesome and the run game has been so awesome and Dak has been so awesome. It's difficult to nitpick on offense and say they really need this, I think. But there's no doubt that, the more options you have, the better. And I feel like, he's had extremely limited touches the last 2 weeks. And so I don't want to just kind of, microanalyze a really, really small sample size. But I don't find this to be necessary. And in that respect, I don't want to see them force the issue just so that they can feel like Jadon has, emerged and arrived and they were right and everything like that. I mean, at the end of the day, what they've been doing, what Brian and what Clayton Adams have been doing and Connor Riley what they've been executing and how they've managed things with all the injuries along the offensive line, I kind of am in a place where I'm willing to blindly trust them. And if they don't feel like, that's the route they need to go right now, I'm cool. I've given the offense my full and total trust at this point.
Kevontae Turpin, he's more than just a returner, but he is the best in the NFL. You think they might be using him too much as wide receiver and his body may not hold up?
I've been proven wrong on this a lot already, but I never thought that he would become a legit offensive player just because I thought they would value his special teams contributions too much, to your point. And I think there is a line where he's actually so valuable on offense that maybe that becomes the priority and not what he offers in the return game, although obviously – we're just still in this new world of figuring out exactly how to take advantage of the new kickoffs. But, I think that the emergence of Ryan Flanoy really kind of answers that question so that you're not dependent on anything. And also having both CD and George in the fold. I mean, this is still – I hate to cherry pick or isolate things in a way that just fits a point, but this is one of the first times we're kind of seeing the offense at full and total health without any kind of drama behind the team. So in that respect, it will be interesting to see, how much players like Turpin or Jadon Blue get involved, when Brian has an opportunity to kind of have all of the toys at his disposal. So I definitely think you have to be careful. I also would offer that this is against a team who was specifically burned by him as a returner last year.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to be a little bit cognizant of that. But I mean, he's extraordinarily dynamic. And so you have to find a way to get the football in his hands. And if it's not going to be on special teams, then obviously you have to find a way on offense.
RJ, we'll get to the story that kind of dominated the headlines around here, at least anyway, for about 48 hours. And that's Mr. Trayvon Diggs, who will not be playing today. Oops upside his head, as Mr. CA has eloquently coined. And look, we don't know what's going on with our boy Trayvon,
Nobody
right?
knows.
Other than the fact that he just has not had a good year so far. He's had flashes, but he ain't trying to tackle anybody, so we know he didn't get a concussion doing that. Your take on number 7 and how much longer he is long for the Cowboys world?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it wasn't difficult before they even arrived in Oxnard to figure out that he was probably, entering his final year with the team. And then I know it feels like forever ago, but if you all recall, Jerry sort of like dragged the fact that they extended him in the opening press conference in Oxnard. So that kind of reinforced that idea. And so I have no idea what this concussion situation is. It is very random. And I will honestly say kind of impressive that no details have leaked out. I mean, that is very not Cowboys. And so, I mean, obviously trading away one of his best buds, added to this whole mix. I mean, they just really seem to be on different wavelengths here. And at a time, I mean, it felt like they were so in sync. At a time, it felt like the moment Stephon was available in free agency, they were going to bring him in so they could reunite them, or unite them for the first time at the professional level. And so I don't have a conspiracy theory or take on this week and the concussion. I did find it admirable, legitimately, that Brian benched him a few weeks back. That is also very not Cowboys-like, but the fact that the relationship seems to have soured probably aided in the green light for that. So it is. I know that people accuse the Cowboys of things like that. Situations like this are kind of rare, where you have this in-house, obvious sort of thing that you're talking about that exists, that everybody knows is a thing. It is very strange. And I also don't buy that he's a trade candidate or anything like that. I think they're just kind of going as things go and operate. It's very, very awkward. I will say that. I can't recall a story that has been similar to it in recent history.
Yes, it's awkward. And you mentioned it started in the offseason. I remember when they first said, wait a minute, we're going to fine him. There's a clause in his contract. If he's not in the building doing his rehab, well, he was doing his rehab elsewhere, and he proved it by being healthy enough to go through training camp and whatnot. The bottom line is, it's like, wait a minute, $500,000, and it's like he's going to challenge. I mean, this is like, what is going on? And the fans were always just waiting for him and Deron Bland to be healthy enough to play together, since both of them made All-Pro and led the league in interceptions in separate seasons.
Yeah, and it really is a crime that we'll never, it seems, get to see them at kind of their peaks together. Yeah. It was kind of like, I remember Bobby, who is like sucks and is the worst, just to be clear. I remember back in 2021, Bobby had the stat or the note of how actually not often Amari, CeeDee, and Gallup were all on the field together. One missed something, due to a concussion or a COVID list. I mean, like, we just truly never got to see it, and this is kind of there. I think that my real take on Diggs, my biggest one, is people use him a lot when we, complain and moan and groan about contract extensions and doing them early. I will just say this right now. People say, oh, well, look at the Diggs deal and look how that turned out. And my response to that is always, yeah, you want to move on from him right now? Look, fine, I get it, whatever. The reason they can move on from him now or in the offseason is because they did the deal when they did. If they had waited and waited and waited, they would be stuck right now, and they would not have a runway to get off. So there was still a large list of pros and a large reason to get it done when you did. The earlier, the better, for reasons even if they're negative, like wanting to move on from the player.
Now turning over to the offensive side of the ball with George Pickens, and some people say don't read too much into it. He's just giving you coach speak or player speak when asked, will he be back next year or would he like to? And he said, I wouldn't mind it. I get it. It's a contract deal too, so he doesn't want to be, tip his hand one way or the other.
Playing poker.
Will number 3 be George Pickens again next year?
I think so.
What?
I think he'll be back. I think they'd be stupid to let him go.
They will be stupid.
So the reason this one is a little bit different than the ones that the mountains we've climbed recently, and that they can place the franchise tag on him. And then what's specific about that is they will have to make a deal if they do before that July 15th deadline. So they won't go to Oxnard, with the situation hanging over their head like they did with Dak and CeeDee and Mike and everything. And so look, like my full George Pickens timeline, I was against the trade initially. I know I've said that here on The Fan. But the moment after it was done, even though I was not for it, and I'm glad to have been proven wrong, obviously, the very first thing I said was get an extension done right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, no one could have predicted, obviously, that CD would get hurt, and that would open a window for him to have even more statistical production that would work as a higher point of leverage for him in would-be contract negotiations in the offseason. But not getting a contract extension done was betting against yourself, because the idea in trading for him was that he would be awesome. Again, we could not in our wildest dreams have foreseen this, but we did want him to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted him to be awesome. So why play with that fire? And look, George, I respect that he is saying the right things, and people love to tell me in my Twitter mentions how he said that he wanted to play this year out, and he wanted to bet on himself. I would love to see what George and his representation would have done if he'd been offered $31 million per year the moment the Cowboys traded for him, or 32 or whatever, because that number, that is way in the rearview mirror. And if he goes off for $150 and 2 touchdowns today, or next week in Denver, or the following week on Monday Night Football, or whatever, the price is only going to continue to go up. So I think they will place the franchise tag on him, and I think they will probably go into the year with him on the tag deal. And it won't be a situation where he can force his hand one way or the other just because that's the way the franchise tag works.
Put it like this. He's going to be gone after that year. One thing about it, they're not going to pay 2 receivers a total of over $60 million. That's just Steven and Jerry trying to win the cap instead of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, that is very dumb and silly.
That's what they've been doing.
And I know it is. I mean, and it drives us all mad. And
yeah.
I mean, look, we're going to reach a point in March or April, and it is going to piss all of us off when they do not go spend all the money that they told us they didn't pay Micah. When they said, we traded Micah so we could do all this. Okay, where are those things? Because I agree with you, CA. That's writing, that's taking a big kind of loan out of the bank to pay 2 receivers a lot of money like that. I agree.
That's the way they look at it. And here's what's so crazy. They have been comfortably under the cap the last 2 years. This year and last year, they were not even close to going over the cap, and they didn't do anything about it.
I don't mean to relitigate everything that we've lived for the last 10 months or whatever, but people love, again, to bring all these things up. They could have paid Micah. They could have paid him and paid Bland and paid Tyler Smith and paid Jake Ferguson. They could have done all of these things all together. It was not an either-or proposition, to your point. And then they still could have traded for George Pickens and gotten the deal done the moment they acquired him and would be sitting pretty. Think about, just as it relates to George, which is where this conversation started, if they had gotten that deal done, if they had traded for him and immediately gave him an extension, right now we would be attaboying the crap out of Steven. We would be saying, man, good job, respect. You totally landed this plane, bro. We will take all of the pie analogies you want to drop in the future because you pulled this one off. But instead, they peed into the wind, and it's coming back, and they're going, whoa, this is crazy. How did this pee come back on us like this? We totally didn't anticipate it.
No, you would love to have seen them do something, especially in the midst of all this, but that would make way too much sense. RJ, tell the folks where they can find you out on all the socials.
Blogoftheboys.com is where you can read the work of myself and our fantastic staff. RJ Ochoa on most socials. Some jerk loser, I'm sure they're a nice person, but had that handle on TikTok, so I had to go with RJ.Ochoa. I really appreciate you guys having me. It's the best time of year. The fall weather is kicking in. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you eat something delicious, and I hope you each find $100 bills on the floor on your way home.
Oh, I love that. One thing before you go, what's the final score today?
Let's go 38-36. Brandon Aubrey wins it, and we get real pissed off in the process, but, walk away.
Oh, I love it. I swear, I'm close with you. I was saying 49-30, 40-39. I'm with you. High-scoring game.
RJ, enjoy the game today, my friend.
You have a good one. O'Doyle rules.
Same to you. There you have it, the one, the only, Mr. RJ Ochoa. Okay, a couple things he had to say, plus, you know what, I'll tell you what, we will give our predictions next, and then let's keep the good vibes going, because at 10:40 we will do Tolos on the telephone, and we will open up the phone lines to you, the Tolo, the Fatty, and everybody else in between who wants to let their voice be heard on their Dallas Cowboys today. Lots to get to. Don't go anywhere. This is the Spec Tailgate Show.
Take us with you where...
what was it? Pepper Lady. Hazel Baby.
That first what?
Nutmeg mayonnaise.
No. Nutmeg mayonnaise.
I just said that. Was it Spice Girls?
Doesn't sound right.
Was it Saffron's World?
Say, look, he's been very underwhelming as a number one overall pick, and that would not be inaccurate. Then you watch just now where he put it right on the dude and
his hands, yeah.
Just hits him in the hands and can't catch it. So
can't catch it. They're down 21-0 over in London. Rams are winning.
Just when and look, I know Blake's probably sitting there saying, "I told you so." Just when you thought the Jacksonville Jaguars were serious and maybe would turn a corner this year, here they are going to lose 2 out of their last 3 games, and so we'll see what happens here. But they are getting BTA, as the kids say, BTA over in London. Let's see. Do I have my pen? I sure do. Now, I gave a prediction yesterday. I think I left that. I left the paper that I wrote everything down on.
Wait a minute. You use paper?
I do. I can
tell you're older than 30 years old.
You have your notebook on you?
I know I do, but I didn't have it with me yesterday.
Did you fold it somewhere weird?
I folded it, I put it in my pocket, and then I'm wearing different shorts today.
Next thing you know, you're going to be telling me you write in cursive.
That's exactly right.
You are so old.
I absolutely
write in cursive?
He writes in poor doctor's penmanship.
That's exactly right.
Prescriptions.
We just don't get paid like it yet. Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. So I want to say my prediction yesterday, I think I said 27-20, 27-23, somewhere in there. Maybe 27-17, I think is where it was my final prediction. But I had a wild flurry of events happening. I've got... What do I have? I have Reddy Stewart scooping and scoring.
Okay. I like that.
I've got Jadon Blue scoring his first touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And without a fumble. And then I've got Jake Ferguson
scoring
another touchdown. And then, of course, our boy Aubrey kicking 2 field goals.
But,
so 27-17, that's Fred's prediction, somewhere in there. And then the real caveat to all this, boys and girls, is that I have the Dallas Cowboy defense forcing 3 turnovers.
I would really like to see that. I'd like to see that.
That's
and
where...
it's not impossible. It's not impossible. It's improbable, but it's not impossible. And I'm going to say this. Washington is not the same team they were last year.
Mm-mm.
And last year, understand this, they won a lot of games. By the way, they did make it to the NFC Championship game. Props to them. The environment is completely different than when Dan Snyder used to own the team. Dan Quinn is running things. They got the excitement there. But they won a bunch of those games by last-second touchdown, last-second field goal. They had a lot of last-second victories. And guess what happened to them this year? They've got an upgraded schedule, because they won so much and went to the playoffs. They got a tougher schedule, and they got more injuries. And their wide receivers are all hurt. The quarterback was hurt for a minute there.
I was gonna say, he missed 2 games.
Yeah, so don't get me wrong. I don't see them win the division, although they could. I don't know if the Cowboys are going to win 8 games. I don't see that happening yet the way they're going. I'd
what
love
about
for
10
them to.
games? Do you think they win 10 games?
After they lost to the Giants, when Russ threw for 450 yards, I said I don't see him winning but 3 games.
Yeah.
I gave him 3 at that point. And then they fooled a lot of people and beat the Jets. And I said, okay, let's celebrate their victory for this 24-hour. You have a 24-hour rule. We were doing the tailgate show after the game, and people, it's just the Jets. I'm like, let them have. You got.
And they weren't wrong. They weren't wrong.
But again, you got to let them try to build something.
Well.
And we were given the 24-hour rule and say, all right, you enjoy this for 24 hours. So fans, you can enjoy this for 24 hours, and then we get back to focusing. So this game, I'm predicting the final score. I said 40-39, and I'm saying that tongue in cheek, but also seriously because it's going to be a shootout. You got the number 1 offense against Washington's defense. I'm talking about the Cowboys' offense against Washington's defense. Washington's defense is not great. It's not horrible. You got the worst defense, number 32, Cowboys' defense, against a Washington offense that doesn't have any wide receivers. But guess what? Daniels can throw the ball just like Russ can throw the ball. He's not Justin Fields who cannot throw the ball.
No, Jaden Daniels can do damage against you now.
He can do it.
You held him in check for one of the games last year because he didn't play the second game because he was hurt, and you got beat by Marcus Mariota last year in the second game there towards the end of the season. But no, Jaden can beat you. Now, the difference is, like I said, he didn't beat you before. In fact, Jaden Daniels has never beaten the Dallas Cowboys.
Correct.
Granted, he's only played him one time. Now, that being said, it was Mike Zimmer's defense. And, oh, by the way, your special teams played out of their ass when they beat you or when you beat them a year ago. So that's why I'm of the belief that, and look, what I love to say of the 3 turnovers I have them predicted, would it be a terrible idea or would it be out of the realm of possibility that the special teams comes through and helps win? Because really, let's call it what it is. Special teams outside of Brandon Aubrey, who I think we all agree is the best field goal kicker in football right now. But your return game hasn't done anything for you.
No, because
it has been a non-factor, right? Turpin's been hurt. I think they've used him a lot on offense. And I thought you had a great question for RJ when you asked him, do you think that because they've emphasized him more in offense this year, that's kind of actually taken away from his ability as a kick returner? And I think it has.
I do too. And
you and I are on the same page on that.
He's a little guy.
He's not.
And I'm going to tell you something. I was watching him at the end of the game, or excuse me, after the games at the end of the season last year. This guy was walking around in pain. And he played all the games.
No, he absolutely did.
But he was like, man.
But he was trying to get paid, too.
Yeah, he was.
He was trying to get paid,
I was like,
too.
oh, my God. He looked like a cripple. I was like, oh, my God. And he'd show up the next week and do what he does.
No, he absolutely did. And the difference is that now that's caught up to him a little bit. And
he's got to play wide receiver now.
You've put more pressure on because every time he's been hurt, it's been playing wide receiver.
Yeah.
Right?
He had punish him.
Because he's just not that big of a guy. And so, and the thing about the Cowboys, I will say, and to Shotty's credit, right, wrong, or indifferent, was he said, look, we want to get Turpin more involved in the game plan this year. And boy, did they.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll give him credit for that. I will say this, too. He is fast. Okay, so he's kind of like Tyreek Hill, but the difference between him and Tyreek Hill is another little guy. Yeah, Tyreek Hill's squatty. This guy is not squat. Turpin is not a squatty guy. He is just small. And in other words, does he really weigh 170 pounds? I don't think so.
Turpin reminds me of T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, that's the comp I have.
And they don't use T.Y. Hilton as a returner.
No, they didn't. And look, T.Y. Hilton.
One or the other.
T.Y. Hilton had a great first 4 or 5 years of his career, and then them injuries caught up to him, and he was a shell of himself.
And Turpin's got a lot of heart too. That's one thing. I mean, he'll take some punishment and bounce right back up again.
So he's missed the last 2 games. Turpin has. So he played against Philly, he played against the Giants, he played against Chicago. And then, of course, he had the 4 targets and 3 catches against Green Bay. But, yeah, outside of that, I mean, he's you haven't had – he's had some chain movers. And here's the thing about that Green Bay game. He was open a lot against Green Bay. He really was. So, all right, so you've got 40-39, Cowboys winning. All right, let's go over to everybody's favorite Stars correspondent. Try not to talk in hockey terms here. You can go ahead and use actual football terms. Who do you like in today's matchup? If there was like a face-off between the Cowboys and the Commanders, who would you like to see win this game?
I mean, I agree with you guys, at least with CA, like how it's going to be a wild
shootout.
Yeah, it's going to be a shootout. Now, again,
interesting choice of words there.
Oh,
shootout, huh?
Shootout. Puck off. What is it?
Well, we call it a skate off.
A skate off. That's right. That's whatever
skate off
ridiculous thing that you guys said. The Cowboy. It's always going to be a boat race. I feel like that's just, and I don't care if you have Joe Blows for the Commanders. Again, this defense is just not good. And to put it very simply, so I want to say that we're going to win.
It's almost like that defense could use an enforcer.
Like a Bishel. Somebody or a bishop.
A goon?
A goon.
Are you saying they need a goon?
A goon.
Could use a couple of them.
You need somebody in that linebacker core if you tell me.
By the way, Trevor, is that the real Slim Shady in the background?
That is the real
Turn
Slim
up a little
Shady.
bit.
Well, because I don't know if we're imitatees or not, like the Cowboys.
Once the real Cowboys please stand up.
Yeah, with the real Cowboys. Can you give me a score there, Trevor Back?
I think it's going to be 31-34, and I'm just...
Can you give me a winning team?
Flip a coin. How about that? Because I don't think the Cowboys are any good.
This is great radio you're giving us right now.
That's what because I don't
feel like I'm skating in circles right now.
I'm gonna pirouette. Watch me do a nice little
34-31. Who? Give me a winning team, please.
Commanders.
Jesus.
I don't think we're any good. That's what I just don't think. I want to
tell you all that to tell you this.
I don't think we're any good.
34-31. I don't know who. Flip a coin. Hey, Commanders. More back to you in the studio.
You're talking about Trevor Lawrence getting a hard time. How about Trevor Beck getting a hard time? How about that, huh?
Well, I asked for a score. This guy's like 34-31. You tell me who
because
wins.
I don't. This is not. I'm not excited about the dang Cowboys. The Cowboys stink, in my opinion. The defense is awful.
Yeah.
Yes, offensively we're phenomenal. CD's coming back. That's great. But again, I don't see this team going anywhere. We're a middle of the road team that just happens to have a good offense.
34-31 Commanders?
Yeah.
That's your final score?
That's the final score.
Wow.
Don't wow me. Don't wow me.
By the way, watch the sunlight being somebody's eyes today.
Trevor Beck.
Just know that.
Yeah, the crazy thing, they asked about that, and I thought that was something like...
Start calling you Benedict.
Cumberbatch?
Arnold.
Yeah, I figured.
They did ask. Here's what kills me. Sean RJ asked Shoddy about, and the media did too at the press conference about the sunlight, and he said it's magnificent.
Yeah, it is.
But here's the deal, and they talked about how other stadiums have to deal with it, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And so it's just part of what the other stadiums don't have curtains like Jerry. They keep forgetting to say, wait a minute, the fans and most media people are saying, and the players who get the sunlight in their eyes trying to catch the damn ball. There is a solution at AT&T. It's called those big ass curtains, Jerry, and Jerry won't close them, knowing that because it's too magnificent. If it weren't for the fact that you have a solution at your fingertip, all you do is hit the button, like opening and closing the roof. You can hit the button, close the curtains, and you could still win the game without losing the damn ball in your eyes. That's what drives people crazy. If it was just part of it's part of the way the design of the state. No, you've got a solution that you do not use.
Close the drapes.
Close the drapes.
Come on.
Turn them off.
And it's not stained glass. It's not something to look pretty, It's just windows.
We will take a picture of said stained glass today. We will be at the ball
Watch
game.
it cost him a game.
Myself,
It's gonna happen.
Mr. Chris Arnold, Blake Elliott will be there.
Lose the ball in his eyes.
2.5 over/under plates of macaroni and
It'll hit
cheese that
Turpin
Blake
in the
Elliott
head because he
eats.
can't see.
You think?
He can't see.
All right. So
Turpin's back. He's trying to save his own life.
coming up next, 877-881-1053. 877-881-1053. We're going to do a totals on the telephone. I'm going to write down everybody's names, where you're calling from, and your score prediction. Okay? So you've got two things you got to do for me. Number one, prediction for the game. And then two, over under 2.5, how many plates of macaroni and cheese that Blake Elliott will eat at the ball game today?
Over and under is 3.
Well, no, I'm putting the number at 2.5.
2.5?
That's,
okay.
yeah, so I'm putting the over under 2.5.
Over
Under how many plates of mac and cheese Blake Elliott will eat today. 877-881-1053. 877-881-1053. That is the Franklin Frankel Injury Attorney text line. That's also the hotline. Tolls on the telephone. Load them up. Coming up next.
Viant, innovating digital advertising.
It's true that you've got to forget something else to remember that Uber Eats has groceries.
No, that's absurd. Hey, remember when you used to be Pepper Lady? Pepper Lady?
Wasn't it Cinnamon Sisters?
Basil Babes.
Saffron Squad?
Nutmeg Maidens?
Paprika?
No.
Nothing made.
I just said that. Was it Spice Girls?
Doesn't sound right.
Was it Saffron Squad?
To tell you where we're going to be. Oh, baby. Denton Firehouse number 9, 4990 Airport Road, and our one-of-a-kind Tolo giveaway is a good one.
That's right, Shop. While they last, a Tolo stainless steel mug plus Whataburger's providing breakfast for you.
We'll see you at Denton Firehouse number 9 this Friday, proudly presented by Whataburger, Fraser Roofs and Gutters, and Firehouse Movers and The Fan.
This segment on 105 Through the Fan is brought to you by Classic Chevrolet. If you're in the market to upgrade your vehicle, get to Classic Chevrolet in Grapevine. Back-to-back #1 Chevy dealership in the world. They got more new Chevys than anyone, all priced to sell. Silverado, Tahoe, Blazers, Malibus, Equinox, and more. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com. This is Texas. This is Classic Chevrolet. Together, let's drive, relax, and enjoy the difference. Based on new Chevy registrations 2023 and 2024.
What a read from Mr. Trevor the Creator. I mean, it's like spoken word greatness is what that is. I almost feel like we should put kind of maybe an orchestra behind it next time.
Are you saying he can articulate? Not all of them can do that. They can hit the buttons, but they can't articulate.
The articulation improvement from him from when he started to where he is today, again, I almost feel like it's like listening to Pavarotti. It's like listening to Pavarotti.
Ave Maria.
The fact you even know who that is warms my heart. Because if it was any other producer that's under the age of 30, they'd look at me and have no idea what the hell I'm talking about.
I know my stuff.
You do. I appreciate that. All right, 877-881-1053, 877-881-1053. That's the Franklin Attorney text line, but it's also the hotline as well, Chris Arnold.
Let me jump into something before we go to the phones. I have mentioned about the sunlight hitting receivers' eyes.
You were very passionate about that earlier. Yes, you were.
And, I was saying that it just drives me crazy because they've got curtains, and it's just a matter of closing the curtains.
That's all they got to do. Close the drapes.
And I got a total that texted in from the 817 says, CA is right. The sun will help the Commanders, but hurt us somehow. That is not true. And the point is this. He was missing the point.
Yeah.
The point is this. It's solvable, okay? It's no different than them saying, oh, we can't close the roof at AT&T Stadium on a nice day. Yes, you can. It's a decision, not a problem. It's solvable.
Yeah.
If it was just, it's a problem everywhere in the country. It's not a problem.
No.
Because you've got curtains. It's not a problem if you wanted to open the roof or not. You just decide if you want to open the roof. Am I on a nice day? It's just a decision. Like they might decide, you know what? Today's a nice day.
Today would be a great day to open the roof.
Yeah, open the roof. They can decide that. And if they don't, it's because it's a decision.
Yeah.
Not because they can't.
No, it's a nice
just
day,
like
too.
the curtains, just like the light in players' eyes. It's a decision, not a problem. Okay, I'm through.
By the way, I know you being the meteorological whiz kid that you are.
Minored in meteorology.
64 degrees right now.
Yeah, and you know what? It was below 60 when we got up this morning. It was like 50s.
We're damn near in full blown fall weather.
And let me say this: today is the last day of the fair. So if you can't get it to the State Fair, Texas.
Get you
on
out
a beautiful day like today.
It couldn't have asked for a better day.
You can't get in front of a TV or go to the game. Come on.
And I think we've got one more day of like hot weather as far as like, unseasonably warm fall weather. Of course, we're in Texas, so 6 to 1, half a dozen to another.
Day to day.
But the high is supposed to be 74 today, so it's going to be beautiful. And what better way to celebrate a sunny fall day than with the Cowboys' victory? All right, let's go out to Billy in Lake Highlands. Billy in Lake Highlands, who do you like today, sir?
Yes, sir. First time, long time, boys.
Love it.
All right, so my prediction is Cowboys 38 and the Washington Commanders 28. Bold prediction that CD is going to have 2 touchdowns and his counterpart, Pickens, is going to have 1.
Look out.
Okay.
21 points right there.
Okay. I like where your head's at, Billy,
stuff, man.
in the
Appreciate you,
Highlands. Lake Highlands. Good stuff for you, Billy, in Lake Highlands. All right, let's go out to Stephanie in Frisco. What's up, Stephanie in Frisco?
Hey, Steph.
Hi, how are you?
Great.
Fantastic.
What you got?
Okay, so I think that it's going to be a very defensive game.
Okay, wow.
Think the Cowboys, the score is going to be 21-17. I don't think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a sumo match. I think that the
21-17 who?
Commanders are going to come out on top.
Oh, wow.
And I feel that for the macaroni and cheese, I think it's going to be an under because I think he's going to have a lot of distractions today.
That's a great that's a great point by you, Steph, and I apologize, forgot to ask Billy what his over-under take was. You've got so let me just make sure I got this straight before we let you go, Steph.
Okay.
You are suggesting that the Cowboys defense is only going to give up 21 points, whereas the Cowboys offense will only score 17.
That is exactly what I'm saying.
That's a hot take by you, Steph in Frisco. All right, we're going to keep our eyes open. I don't know that I agree with it, but I like the creativity. Scrappy in Nevada. What's up, Scrappy in Nevada?
Hey, fellas. How y'all doing?
Great.
I got the Cowboys 27-14.
Okay.
Cowboys.
Wow.
What kind of dog you got there?
Oh, I got German Shepherd.
Okay.
He's keeping y'all
He's
protected.
just barking at other dogs.
Oh, we love the atmosphere. We love the ambiance, man. Keep going.
Okay. And think about it. They're going to win because the defense is going to hold up this week because they've been embarrassed. Sorry, I'm talking like this. I had all my teeth taken out the other day.
That's all right. Hey, man, you're doing the Lord's work over there. Defense will step up.
I got over on the mac and cheese. If it's good mac and cheese, he's going to be over 2.5.
Okay.
It's some good mac and cheese.
I'll tell you what, I appreciate that by you. Okay, Scrappy. Good
Thanks,
stuff
Scrappy.
from you. Scrappy, I'll tell you what, if Scrappy has no teeth in his mouth and still found a way to call the program, okay? So what's your excuse, ladies and gentlemen?
So
what's your excuse?
If his dog, I didn't ask him the dog's name.
No, we didn't.
Ask him what
Shame
kind
on
of
us.
dog. If his dog's name is Scooby-Doo, does that make him Scrappy-Doo?
I don't know. I wouldn't think that if the dog had a do on the end of his name that you would necessarily need a do on the end of yours.
If his last name was D-U-E.
Well, I tell you what, I got a regular too.
We have way too much
help myself.
fun.
I'm sorry.
We got a regular Abbott and Costello over here too. I tell you what, didn't know what I was getting myself into. 877-881-1053. We've got about 4 minutes left in the segment. If you want to chime in, give us your Cowboys prediction for the ball game today. We've got Billy in Lake Highlands, and I apologize, Billy in Lake Highlands. We forgot to ask you what your over-under was on the mac and cheese, but he does have the Cowboys winning today, 38-28. Stephen Frisco. Bold takes by Stephen Frisco. Not only does she have the under on the mac and cheese at 2.5, but she also has the Cowboys defense. I mean, look, if the Cowboys defense held somebody to 21, we'd be impressed.
We'd be impressed.
All right, we really
would. She said sumo wrestling.
So we've got she on one hand has the Cowboys defense actually playing well, but the offense spitting the bit today as they lose 21-17, and then our boy Scrappy has the Cowboys winning 27-14 and took the over on 2.5 plates of mac and cheese for Blake Elliott.
Give me an over and under on Cowboy defensive sacks this game.
3.5.
That's a lot.
3.5.
That's a ton.
That's a lot. Do you think Daniel's just going to stay there and take it?
Well, he does run.
It's not Justin Fields.
They did get
Justin Fields 5 times.
But here's my point in all that. Is that when you run,
you sacked.
Do open yourself up to getting sacked more, so to speak, because if you do get caught behind the line of scrimmage, it's considered a sack.
Micah with Dak. Yep, same thing. Micah with Dak. And they did get Justin Fields 5 times. I think they've only got 10 for the season.
Not a lot. Look, I am looking for if there's anything that we've noticed or realized with this Cowboy football team in 2025 is that they're going to do the opposite of what you expect.
Mm-hmm.
All right? They haven't put 2 consistent games together.
Nope.
That's what's gone down. All right, let's go out to Lee in Lubbock. What's up, Lee in Lubbock?
What's going on, guys?
Are guns up or guns down today?
Man, you're feeling some type of way today.
Kind of guns up a little bit. I mean, anyway, it's kind of hard for me. I'm a Longhorns fan, so it's even worse.
Oh,
we understand.
Okay, fair
enough. They did win in overtime, but I understand your pain. They're not clicking.
Anyway, hey, man, I'm looking forward to today's game.
Okay.
I heard this morning that the Commanders don't have any wide receivers.
No. No Scary Terry, no Debo.
Yep, and then Noah's on IR for the rest of the year. So I don't think they're going to score much. I think we're going to try to hold the run, kind of like we did, in a couple of games this year. But other than that, CD being back, I don't know who was it that said it earlier, but I'm excited about seeing him back and seeing what him and Pickens are going to do together, because I think it's a great combination. I think Dak's on his way to an MVP season. So,
Ballsy choice by you. Give me a score, Lee.
I'm going to go 31-21.
31-20. Okay, and then over under 2.5 on how many plates of mac and cheese Blake Elliott will eat today.
Man, I'm thinking under. I'm thinking under.
Okay. I like it. He is short and fat, though, so you'll never know. All right, Lee and Lubbock, great stuff from you, my man. Appreciate it. Let's go out to, we got 3 calls left. Andy, Clifford, and then whoever this person is calling right now. We'll take this call and we'll be done with it. Andy and Benbrook, what you got?
Hey, so I've got kind of a weird one today. So I think what's going to happen. I think Commanders are going to score first. I think they're going to score twice before we do. Then after that, we're going to have the unheard of. They're not going to score again, and we're going to win the ball game 42-14.
Oh, 42-14. Holy mackerel. That's a hell of a call by you. And then let's talk real serious business here. Over under 2.5. How many plates of mac and cheese? He went off the air.
Since he's off the air, we do have a prediction from the 254 that texted in. It says Dallas wins 44-22.
Mm-hmm.
Blake will eat exactly 2.5 plates of mac for the tie.
That's you know what?
In other words, he's going to get a half a plate too.
You know what? And that's a hell of a take by that person, because that's probably what's going to happen. Clifford and Forney and Mike and OKC will round it out with you two. Clifford and Forney, what you got?
How's it going, gentlemen?
Swell. What you got?
Prediction.
Well, the Cowboys are definitely going to win. A lot of people are not realizing that 2 receivers for Washington.
Oh, they realize. If they listen to this show, they realize. What's your score?
Someone thinking that the Cowboys are only going to score 17 points really don't realize how well our offense is running right now, either with Dak.
Yeah.
So I'm calling it 38-20 Cowboys.
Okay.
That'll work.
38-20. And then over under 2.5, how many plates of mac and cheese will Blake Elliott eat today?
Blake Elliott will definitely go over on that.
Over on the 2.5.
He's a fatty.
Definitely go over on the 2.5.
Thanks, man.
Clifford, great stuff from you. Mike and OKC, take us home.
What's your prediction?
Dallas 42, Washington 33.
Wow, excellent. Okay.
Over and under on the plates?
Over.
Over. Love it.
2.5.
Okay.
Good stuff, man. Thanks, Mike.
Blake's fat ass will eat over 2.5 plates of mac and cheese. All right, final hour-ish of the program. Don't forget, we take you up until 12:30 when we get you ready and hand the broadcast baton off to the Super Bowl winning scout, Brian Broaddus, and everybody's favorite chief, Eric Chia Follow. But we've got another hour. You've heard from our predictions. We've heard yours. Let's take a look at some of the early games here in the 12 o'clock slate. We'll do some at the 3 o'clock slate, and then more of your text messages and more. Don't go anywhere. This is the Specs Tailgate Show.
Our goal is to have you winning.
KRD products? I got to remember that.
Well, you know, they say in order to remember something, you have to forget something else. Okay, now that is a very cute haircut. That's like a little shag. I've never seen it before. Well, I mean, of course you have. It's the Rachel. Oh, is that your name? No, I mean, what's your name? No, I'm Jen. My name's Jen. Right, but I just mean like this is your haircut, but that's hair on your head. I'm not saying this is your hair. Okay, great.
No, that's absurd.
Our D&M Leasing Studios. Thanks for turning it on, leaving it on. 105.3 The Fan.
But we know Uber Plus.
Oh, we do.
What did he say again?
Yeah,
he called him what?
But we know Uber Plus.
Uber Plus.
We know Uberflus here over on 105.3 The Fan. This is the Specs Tailgate Show. Specs Wine, Spirits, Finer Foods, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Cheers to savings. That gentleman to my right is none other than the three-time Hall of Famer, Mr. Chris Arnold.
Got you down.
I am Fred Davis, and of course, we got the most creative of all the producers, Mr. Trevor, the creator,
Yes,
a.k.a.
Trevor Beck.
Zamboni Lover. Okay, so he's in love with the Zamboni Lover over at the AAC. All right. He's made googly eyes with some young lady that we have coined Melissa
So
Smith.
he's got a credential just to hit on these chicks.
Stop. No, CA, don't you dare say that. Don't you act like that's what it is. No.
One-man wrecking crew.
It just so happened was.
One-man wrecking crew.
See, he wears their credential, and that's his cred. It's like,
I'll tell you what.
Who is that guy?
You're like,
I'll say I look different than every single guy that goes up there. I tell you what.
Look, you look different than every single guy here at the station.
Okay, well, that's
You know what it is?
Thanks a lot.
He's got that, what's that actor?
Well, he looks like, I mean, if
I was just going with the mustache from that movie Tombstone.
Oh, Wyatt Earp?
Yeah. No, I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah,
You get that?
that's not Earp. That's Doc.
Who is
Yeah,
that's
Doc
Doc
Holliday. Yeah, you got
That's
Van Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
Thank you. That might be the best compliment I've ever gotten at this station.
I said the mustache.
Now, he was definitely ill throughout the entire movie, but, that's
You're
cool.
not sweating like him.
Sharp.
But the mustache is the same mustache. You get the handles on it.
Yeah, we get the little bars.
Handlebars.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you do look healthier than he does throughout the course of that movie,
Thank
so
you,
there
friend.
is that.
That might be the nicest thing you've said to me.
What do they call those people that wear flannel and like the
lumberjack?
That's
lumberjack.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
What makes
See that lumbersexual?
yeah,
that's what they call it.
I wasn't going to go there. That's actually a term I'm not familiar with. But
better than
what
tree
I
hugger,
was
right?
what I was actually going to say was that part of what for folks that are at home listening, saying to themselves, well, what does Trevor mean that he doesn't look like anybody at the hockey games, right? And again, my point to that would be, well, he looks like a lumberjack that's going to cover a hockey game, right? And that's just my
with a handlebar mustache.
With a handlebar mustache, part lumberjack, part vaudevillian, part hockey connoisseur. So
I'm the Huckleberry.
Take that for what it is. But so he's got our young lady that bebops around in sambas. Now, did you see her last night?
No, the last night was an away game. So Tuesday.
That's right, it was.
Now listen, Tuesday Monday I'm gonna be up here for TSN.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring all my cologne, and you guys are gonna tell me which one I'm gonna wear, and I will make sure that I wear it Tuesday to make an impression.
You could just take a picture of it because I could probably save you some time.
Well, I don't know if you're going to know what the other ones that I have
are. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I probably have a decent idea.
I mean, I'm not going to bring my cool water.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like
I don't
know what the curve smells like, which, again...
We've got a running bit going on here with Mr. Trevor the Creator here because he's starting to change his ideology about this, but he made the ill-fated suggestion last week that women don't prioritize how men smell.
I did. Hang on. I said it wasn't a top 5 thing that they put on their list.
They haven't driven in the Everflus.
You know what I mean? And so we had Ray Nixon on Friday. He shot it down vehemently. Obviously, I would shoot that down.
Cologne?
Blake shut it. That it's not a top 5 thing that women look at, and I would argue vehemently that it absolutely is.
The smell of the cologne.
That they want
either or. Like women want you to smell good. Now, what that cologne smells like, everybody's different. But to suggest that it's not important,
Uberflus.
you know what I'm saying, is absurd to me. So
smell like a football player.
Smells like money. Right? I mean, it can smell like whatever you want it to smell like.
Leather. Smell like money.
Smell like
essence of wallet.
It absolutely does.
Essence of wallet. Leather.
So, yeah. So I would argue that you could probably just go ahead and take pictures of it on Monday night. And you don't have to worry about bringing it up here because God forbid you break one of them. And then you're down from 4 to 3.
I take care of stuff.
I think he says, I want to say he's got Jupe. I want to say he's got Michael Jordan. I want to say he's got... some sort of musk,
Old Spice,
and then Cool Water Cologne. So yeah, a who's who of and maybe some Halston to round out the 1970s as well.
I think you're overing how much.
I might be overestimating how much cologne you actually have. We're excited for you though on Monday, and you should be too. All right. Speaking of which, let's take a look at some of these games.
Trial bottles. Those
the little yeah, you just kind of dab on your arm. That's exactly what it is.
He went through the mall and got a bunch of trials.
We did talk about that. Rams and Jaguars already. That game's let's see, we're in the fourth quarter right now. 12 minutes and some change left to go. The Jaguars look absolutely terrible.
In London.
They are hurtling towards defeat, 21-0 for your Los Angeles Rams.
It was so crazy is Trevor Lawrence isn't playing bad. He's gotten sacked 5 times, and the receivers act like they're wearing like hands of stone. Roberto.
They look terrible. I mean, look, Matthew Stafford's 19 of 30 for $150, but he does have 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
Meanwhile, our guy, Mr. Trevor Lawrence, 16 of 36.
188.
Okay, for 185 yards is what he's at right now. And their leading receiver is Diami Brown with 1 catch for 39 yards. Brian Thomas Jr., who has been a shell of himself so far through the 2025 season, 7 targets. Only 3 catches. Travis Hunter, 9 targets, only 4 catches. So not a great day for this Jaguar offense. As like I said, they look like they're about to go to 4-3 on the year. Saints and Bears this afternoon. Saints, they're 1-5 on the year. Bears 3-2. They might be one of the I'm not gonna say the hotter teams, but they certainly seem since that win against the Cowboys.
Ben Johnson's got them going. I'm gonna have to go with the Bears. I'm going to have to go with the Bears on that one.
No, you're not. Hey, look, I'm going with the Bears all day, every day on this one. They just, like I said, this team seems like they're getting a little bit better each week. Maybe the ugliest and stankiest game of the day, Dolphins and Browns in that 12 o'clock.
At the Browns. I'm taking
At
the Browns.
the Browns. Give me the Browns all day, every day. I don't remember what the spread was in this. I think it's like 2, 3.5, somewhere in there. But give me the Browns all day, every day. I would not be surprised if we see Shedeur today.
And I would not be surprised if
we see Quinn Ewers.
No, that we see. Well, that would be a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins lose this game, the coach gets fired.
Oh,
like tomorrow, like Monday.
Ding ding, wherever the bell's at.
Like
Ding
Monday.
ding. Mike McDaniel is on borrowed time. He looks disheveled after every press conference. He looks disheveled before every press conference. Great offensive mind. I think we can all agree on that. But as far as being a head coach,
nope.
It just ain't in the cards for him. And I don't think that would be a huge surprise to anybody if he got the axe this week or next. Patriots at Titans.
Titans don't have a coach.
This is the Mike Vrabel Bowl,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, he's returning. The coach got fired before he got back.
That's it. Didn't even get a chance for a redo.
Never let Vrabels go. That was so stupid. The general manager was the one trading away all their talent. It wasn't Vrabel.
Well, so apparently I read an article this week about the decision behind the Titans' reason for firing Mike Vrabel a couple seasons ago.
Why?
The owner didn't like his personality.
Oh, my goodness.
Too candid, direct, and stubborn. Raise your hand if you know somebody like that. I'm looking at you, Trevor.
Wait, I'm not the cat. You're the one.
Me?
You.
Me?
You.
Me? Direct and stubborn?
I think you're direct but not stubborn.
Hold up.
I got you. He digs in.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think you guys.
This man's heels are calloused from all the digging.
That's it. I stay dug in. The Titans are a mess.
They are.
They've gone through 3 general managers. They're now getting ready to go through they're getting ready to hire their third coach.
How you get rid of A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry? How you do that?
Well, and not expect and not have a plan in place as to
That's
what are we going to do?
And they're going to blame the coach. Like I said, the owner didn't like the coach. Okay.
Amy, she wanted somebody a little more, and the thing she liked about the Brian Callahan kid was that he was the opposite of Vrabel. And guess what? That hasn't worked out yet.
He got fired last week. So I'm going with the Patriots.
By the way, I was going to say Patriots are like -7. Actually, no, the Patriots are -6.5. So I take that all day, every day. Give me that. Raiders at Chiefs.
It used to be a rivalry back in the day.
I'm not going to comment on the Rashee Rice. You guys already know how I feel about Rashee Rice. Again, not a great driver.
SMU's own.
Okay, not a great driver. Wouldn't want him as my chauffeur. But do I want him as my wide receiver 1? You damn right I do.
I think he's going to hurt my Xavier Worthy draft pick in fantasy.
No, it'll be fine, dude. I'm telling you right now, they're both about to eat today. 40 burger for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm with you.
40 burger for the Chiefs today.
And unfortunately, because they're going to get so many points scored, you will not see a lot out of the running back, Genty.
I could see them using him out of the backfield, though, because Jacoby Myers might not play today. Here's the thing. Jacoby Myers might not play today because they're thinking about he's on the trading block allegedly, and Brock Bowers continues to stay hurt. So, hey, look, you got to throw it to somebody.
Might as well give it to the back.
Might as well give it to the running back. I mean, you spent a 6th-round pick on him. But this game's got me feeling 41-20 vibes today for the Kansas City Chiefs. Another great game in the early slate today is the Eagles at the Vikings.
This is the Carson Wentz Bowl.
It absolutely is the Carson Wentz Bowl. The Eagles -2.5. Give me the Vikings.
Me too.
Give me the Vikings in this
Vikings.
matchup.
They're at home. The Eagles can't afford the loss, but guess what? The Vikings are very confident, and they're in Minnesota.
Saquon has just not had the same type of bounce. Well, I shouldn't even bounce back. Shouldn't even have the year. I think it's the offensive coordinator.
That's exactly what it is. We agree. What's his name? Kellen Moore is down in New Orleans now. This guy that's following Kellen Moore, he's not doing anything creative like Kellen Moore used to do.
This is the same issue they had 2 years ago. If you look at the last 4 years, they've had Shane Steichen, who's now one of the better head coaches in football. In fact, we've got that audio as to why he may be my new favorite head coach. We'll play that here in just a little bit. But Shane Steichen, boom, team goes to a Super Bowl. Jalen has, hands down, his best year ever, okay? That's back when he knew how to throw a deep ball. They get rid of him. They bring in this other dude who was part of the staff or whatever. They implode. Okay, boom. They bring in Kellen Moore the next year. Guess what? Win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
All right. He goes in is a head coach, and from what it looks like, he might actually be halfway decent when it's all said and done.
I think he is.
Spencer Rattler doesn't look bad.
I've always said Kellen Moore is an offensive genius. He just needed seasoning. Yes. And what Cowboy fans were watching was on-the-job training. He wasn't situationally aware. Kellen Moore was brilliant, but he would call plays at the wrong time. I said, when he gets it together, and he did it with the Eagles, and he's doing it right now with the Saints. But right now, the Eagles, their offensive coordinator might as well be Uberflus because it's not matching up.
Okay, so Shane Steichen in 22, right? And they go to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
The next year, it was Brian Johnson.
Right.
All right. Hot garbage. All right. I don't even know if he's in the NFL. I want to say he's working at a Quiznos. 877-881-1053 if you've seen him there. Kellen Moore.
Yep.
Last year, we all know what he's doing. And then you've got Kevin Patullo, who may be working at a Quiznos before it's all said and done.
I thought that's
at
where
the
they
rate
got
he's
him.
going. It feels like it. Okay, because he's going the way of Quiznos, and that's exit stage left. What a legendary place Quiznos was for a hot minute too.
It was for a hot minute.
God, it was
Those
so
weird
good.
rat commercials, man.
Yeah.
Well, you had what was it about? What is it about watching your sandwich on a conveyor belt toaster? Why is that so appealing? But then it kind of loses its luster after a while.
I guess so.
You know, like at first you're
After
like,
a
oh my
while.
God, is that a conveyor belt toaster? And then after you eat your sandwich, you're like, okay, I've seen it.
By the way, did you know Arby's has come up with a chicken sandwich now?
See, how do we feel about that?
That's why I was like, that's so
I thought
random.
the steak nuggets were kind of out of left field.
I did too.
That's
That was
odd,
the
too.
steak, like chicken nuggets. They got steak nuggets at Arby's, but then all of a sudden they get this chicken sandwich. Now wait a minute, that was like 3 years ago when everybody came out with a chicken sandwich.
And maybe that's we've got
the meats. Chicken sandwich is a meat.
You can't. Nothing about steak nuggets sounds remotely appetizing.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I mean, burnt ends? That's another story.
That's another story.
But that's at a restaurant that
Exactly.
because I don't automatically correlate Arby's with
chicken,
steak, or chicken, roast beef.
You
know what I correlate with Arby's? Roast beef sandwiches, Arby's sauce, Jamocha shakes, and curly fries.
And the curly fries.
Don't forget the turnovers.
Yeah.
You know what? Y'all can keep them turnovers. Okay? Y'all can keep them
A
turnovers.
warmed up turnover? Come on, man. That icing, it goes hard.
It's just a pie in a different shape.
Yeah, a shape that you can carry in a little paper thing and crunch into it and get pieces in your mustache.
You know who's got the best fried apple pie? Taco Bell. I am not lying.
What?
Taco Bell. I promise you, I'm an apple pie guy.
I love apple pie.
Taco Bell. They put something in. It's a little bit different than the other apple pies.
Now,
I'm telling you. And they took them off the menu for a couple of years, and they brought it back.
Okay, so you mean to tell me that if I go to Taco Bell after the show today, I can go get me an apple pie at Taco Bell?
Yes.
Because look, I'm a fan of the McDonald's apple pie.
Yeah,
that's a good pie, and it's not even fried because it's baked.
Well,
Got a little box.
I don't even
But
know
guess
if that's real
what?
apple, but
Taco
anyway.
Bell's apple pie, that fried apple pie,
Taco
it's
Bell.
something in the sauce.
That's it. That's
I'm gonna
it.
look it up.
Okay, well, we're looking that up. When we come back, let's put a bow on the early games, get you ready for your afternoon games, and then more text messages right here, and some more Cowboys on the Specs Tailgate Show.
When your friends say,
Pepper Lady. Pepper Lady?
Cinnamon Sisters?
Hazel Babes.
Saffron Squad?
Nutmeg Maidens? No.
Nutmeg Maidens.
I just said that. Was it Spice Girls?
Doesn't sound right.
What's it, Saffron Squad?
not saying this is your hair. Okay, freak me out.
just said that. Was it Spice Girls?
Doesn't sound right.
Was it Saffron Squad?
Panthers take care of business today. They have a winning record. They're 4-3 on the season.
What's wild about the Panthers? They beat Atlanta. Remember, they shut Atlanta out.
Beat
They
the brakes off Atlanta a few weeks ago.
It's like, wait a minute. The Panthers, low key, are playing decent. They're playing decent.
They absolutely are. And oh, by the way, most folks outside of Ted McMillan can't name one other wide receiver.
Isn't that something?
And that tells you all you need to know. And again, it's frustrating because you say to yourself, like, man, especially if you're a Cowboys fan, and if you're the Cowboys front office, you're saying to yourself, like, we just got beat by Ted McMillan and Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, the Rico revenge game.
And oh, by the way, we knew that was the only weapon they had coming into this game, and we still couldn't stop.
And see, this is why the Panthers are going to beat the Jets, because the Rico Dowdle, you ride that horse till he drops.
So far in the year, 81 carries, 472 yards, 2 touchdowns, and of course, Chuba Hubbard says he's ready to go. Of course, I bet he started feeling a lot better after these last couple of weeks.
I'm healed.
Oh boy, I'm telling you now. I don't know what his contract situation looks like, how much more guaranteed money he's got, because he did sign a contract last year. But at the very least, I'm sure he's feeling a lot better. What might be the game of the day, at least definitely one of the better games of the day, kick off the 3:00 time slate. And by the way, that Giants-Broncos game is also in the 3:05 over there on CBS. But another game at 3:05. Now, of course, the game of the week, at least from the Fox perspective, is going to be Commanders-Cowboys. We will get some Tom Brady today. But Colts-Chargers at 3:05. Daniel Jones, who's definitely in the MVP discussion. Now, whether or not he's a front runner or not, I mean, I don't think anybody's thinking that just yet. But what he's done for this Colts team, nobody, you're not going to tell me any different, had the Colts doing what they're doing right now.
Right, they're 5-1. They're 5-1, and nobody saw that coming. Seriously. And he's found a fit. It's kind of like when Sam Darnold went to the Vikings last year. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We didn't expect all of that.
Well, and what it's done, CA, to your point, is it has kind of reignited that debate, or really it's carrying the debate even further now, that, all right, just because your quarterback sucks at his first spot
doesn't mean
that's the end. It's not the end all be all. And,
right.
and I think, look, you've got a guy like a Geno Smith who is kind of, helped with that narrative. He kind of started it, really. Yep. I mean, the OG in all of it is Rich Gannon.
You're right. When he went to Minnesota?
Right. Well, look, he was at Minnesota and was just went to the Chiefs and started to be good.
And then the Raiders.
And then the Raiders is where he took off.
Got the MVP of the league and went to the Super Bowl.
I mean,
should have won the Super Bowl.
Well, hell,
we already know about that.
We know that all
Tim
day,
Brown told me about that.
So no, I mean, you've got, but then it took 10, 15, 20 years before we saw that again. So, you've got guys like Baker Mayfield who have shown, all right, we can be good. You can be great in the right system.
He's your leader in the MVP race, him and Dak.
Sam Darnold has proven it. Geno Smith has proven it.
Yep.
And you're starting to see Daniel Jones.
Danny Dimes.
Prove it. And dare I say, you're starting to see Mac Jones do it as well.
For real. And by the way, it's saying something about, is Brock Purdy exceptional, or does he fit the scheme? Because here's the deal. Kyle Shanahan has just inserted Mac Jones. And by the way, Mac Jones was the guy he wanted to draft instead of Lance. Instead of Trey Lance. That's who he wanted, but he went with the rest of the program.
I think the other thing we have to realize too, when it comes to looking at these players, Geno was a second-round pick, was he not?
Something like that.
Okay.
I'll look it up.
Geno was a second-round draft pick, and I want to say he was a high second-round draft pick if memory serves.
Go ahead.
Mac Jones was a 15th overall pick. Sam Darnold was a 3rd overall pick. All right. Baker Mayfield was a number 1 overall pick. My point in all that is this. We do also have to take into consideration
2nd round pick for Geno,
For Geno, right? Okay. So you a guy that goes 2nd round, you have high expectations for that person. Like, you're flirting with the idea that he could be a franchise quarterback, at the very least could be a solid starter for you throughout the course of his career. So my point in all that is this, is that I think we also have to take into consideration when we look at these reclamation guys, or the guys that find success in other places after their initial destination, is, okay, these guys were highly thought of, though, initially.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
again,
right.
we forget, Geno Smith threw for 3,000 yards or something like his first or second year with the Jets before he got knocked out by somebody in his own locker room.
Yeah, little fist fight.
Okay, and like literally got put to sleep. And so, there's a lot of things that go into correct spots.
It goes back to some of these guys need to be on the bench and watch from the starter, and then they're ready. Because that's what they used to do. But you know what? Owners and fans want to see a first-round pick or somebody that's supposed to be really good immediately.
Right, and the idea that you have to have somebody sit for a year, dare I say 2, or find the right system eventually, okay? Because I don't care who you are. I don't think it's a coincidence that, his first year in New England, Mac Jones had Josh McDaniels.
Yep.
Okay, Josh McDaniels is a dog you-know-what of a head coach, but as a offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels might be the best offensive coordinator or is a top 5 offensive coordinator in the NFL. Look at what Drake May's doing last year versus this year. Now, granted, it's rookie, but my point in all that is this. I think you look at the quarterback themselves. Have they had periods of success initially, and then when it all fell apart, what was the backstory to that? And then when they latch on to the right situation, boom, good things happen. I tell you what, one last person that we could argue is in that conversation, Alex Smith.
Yep. Somebody texted in about Alex Smith, 214 did. And then we got another 215 texted in. The OG of that is actually Jim Plunkett. Think about it.
Oh, when he went from the Patriots to the Raiders?
Yeah, won the Super Bowl.
That's
he's the first pick in the draft, and he didn't do nothing at
first.
That's
a great, you know what? There's a real fatty Tolo.
That's from
right
Dan
there.
from Philly.
Dan from Philly. Shout out you, Dan from Philly. All right, let's put a bow on the football games. We've got some inactives and actives that we'll read next. Don't go anywhere. This is the Specs Tailgate Show.
The Cheers to Fall event is on.
Don't hate the artist.
You know what I always say?
But
nowadays, everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move to lift. Just a bunch of gibberish, and everybody like to forget about Chris.
I forgot about Chris. I may now.
One day I was
I'm a big
walking by
Stan
with a
guy.
walker now.
I love me some Stan.
Mhm.
I mean,
Stan is good.
For those,
you kidding me?
For those under the age of 30, they may not even know that a Stan was
Where it
taken
came from? Now, see, this is okay. Now, this is what you're playing right now. This is vintage Fred right here.
Is it okay? You said play something. You said set the tone.
No, this is the tone.
And
right
any
here.
of my Shorzy lovers, you know we hit set the tone.
Tone's been set.
I hope this sets the tone for you here.
When I first met my Spody Odie Dopalicious Angel, I remember that thing
Is it
like
not
it was
Spotty
yesterday. Huh?
I call it, I've always said Spotty Eye.
No, you're saying it incorrect.
Spody
Okay.
Odie?
Spody Odie. All right. Panthers inactives. Hunter Renfroe. You get that big fourth down pickup last week. This week, you know what? Take your ass on the sideline. DJ Dallas, Damian Lewis, not the actor, but the guard. James Mitchell, Cam Jackson, and Jaden Cromartie. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Cromartie, not going to be active today.
Don't matter.
What he's not going to be.
He ain't active.
Doesn't matter. Does not matter.
It doesn't matter.
Chiefs inactives. Christian Fulton, Jared Wiley, Elijah Mitchell, Malik Herring, and maybe even a little more concerning, Josh Simmons, the left tackle, who's been out now 2 weeks in a row. It is...
Run, Patrick, run.
It's very okay. So the Josh Simmons situation in Kansas City is somewhat consistent and or similar to what's going on with the Trayvon Diggs situation here.
He got a concussion.
Well, no. It's a little more ominous in the sense that he's been inactive the last 2 weeks and they don't know anything of what's going on other than just he had a family quote emergency in California, and that's all people know. And so it's one of those deals where when they asked Andy Reid about it, he said the GM is now handling all that.
Interesting.
To the point where there's speculation in Kansas City about whether or not he'll play again this year.
Wow. And they don't know what it is. He's just out in California taking care of it.
Taking care of something personal. Now, the ugly part about with the Trayvon Diggs stuff, it's, we kind of know, all right, Cowboys and him are beefing. We get it. Would we be surprised if he got moved? No, we wouldn't. We understand. Okay, blase. This is just two parties not happy with each other. The Josh Simmons things is weird because it's a family situation, allegedly. He deleted his Instagram.
Wow.
Okay, and it all happened leading up to a game last Sunday where 2 hours before the game, he gets slapped on the injury report for personal reasons, and he's out. And then this week...
hope it's nothing.
You hope it's okay, but then, of course, the internet doing what the internet does, all of a sudden you have people start coming out and saying, well, part of the draft thing was that it wasn't just his knee, he had some mental health issues. So then you start throwing those in the mix. Some teams had him on his board. It's a lot going on. So either way, hard to say what's going on. You just hope the kid's all right, and
it's just not an obvious thing. It's not an obvious situation.
You don't know, and that's the scary part. All right, Saints versus the Bears. The one Saint that you guys care about, because I guarantee you, unless you got family members on this team, no one cares. Alvin Kamara will be good to go today.
Okay.
Will be good to go today. To all my Minnesota Viking fans, Skol! Carson Wentz will be your starting quarterback today. No huge surprise there. J.J. McCarthy is on the inactive list. So take that for what it's worth. Miami Dolphins. Why is this important and why does anybody here care? I'll tell you why. Because Chris Arnold called this out and predicted it.
Yep.
Quinn Ewers will be QB2 today for your Miami Dolphins. Zach Wilson is the emergency third quarterback. Matthew Judon, didn't even realize he was still in the league, is on inactive, as is Cedric Wilson, Elijah Campbell. Storm Duck, real person. Storm Duck, we need to get him on the show. He's a cornerback for the Miami Dolphins. And then...
what position?
Storm Duck is a cornerback. And then they've also got a defensive tackle, Zeke Biggers. Okay, so maybe one of the more interesting team names and players, but you've got Storm Duck and Zeke Biggers inactive.
Is that his real name?
Hey, look, bro, I'm just telling you what it says on the inactive list. Storm Duck. Storm Duck. It's kind of what you got to do when you see Tua coming at you. Storm Duck. Garrett Wilson also out today.
Any relations to Rain Goose?
877-881-1053. Let us know. Cam Jones, more regular name. Essapol. You may know him as the tackle from the New York Jets. Jelani Woods, and everybody's favorite cornerback, Quantez Stiggers. Is out for the New York Jets. So
I swear. Never mind.
Your Browns inactives today. They were on to something. They were on to
visionaries.
Something. I'm telling you. Well, I'm glad you say that. Okay, I'm telling you why. Cornerback for the Cleveland Browns is inactive today. Jarek Bernard Converse.
You made that up.
I swear to God. It's the name.
Converse?
Jarek Bernard Converse, hyphenated. Can't be trusted.
Some gooseberries.
Running back, Raheem Sanders. Defensive tackle.
A.K.A. New Balance.
There you go.
A.K.A. Nike.
Defensive tackle,
Adidas.
Mike Hall Jr.
Adidas.
Tackle, Jake Conklin. And then tight end, David Njoku, all out.
Puma.
Okay. Poor Cam Ward. It's not like he had anybody to throw to in the first place, but Calvin Ridley out for today as well.
No,
so ain't no telling who he's going to throw to. Samuel Womack III. No idea if he's related to Bobby Womack. Exactly. Arden Key, Blake Hance, Brandon Crenshaw Dixon, Bryce Oliver, and C.J. Ravenel all out today for your Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, your New England Patriots, Tommy DeVito out. Didn't know.
Wait a minute.
Raise your hand if you do that Tommy DeVito was with the New England Patriots.
Tommy Cutlets?
You already know. Jalen Hawkins, Charles Woods, Anthony Jennings, Eric Gregory, and Caden Wallace all out for the New England Patriots. Then you've got your Chicago Bears. Case Keenum, we all know that name. Noah Sewell, Grady Jarrett, kind of a big deal there. Luke Newman, Jade Walker, Cairo Santos, and Ruben Hippolyte II.
You're making
Ruben Hippolyte II. You may know him as the linebacker for the Chicago Bears. He's out as well.
817 says there's a guy named Shower T. Handle.
There you go.
Right.
Well, our boy J.J. Pegas, he's out for the Raiders. Brock Bowers, Caleb Rogers, Jacoby Myers, and Zamir White.
Who would have thought naming names on an injury report would be so much
would
fun.
become a deal.
Key and Peel.
Genuinely.
Okay, let's keep the good vibes going for your Philadelphia Eagles. You got Sam Howell be the third string emergency quarterback, A.J. Dillon, Drew Kendall, Grant Calcaterra, and Mac McWilliams. Mackie Mick is out for your Philadelphia 76ers. Or, excuse me, the Eagles. He might be out for the 76ers, too. I don't know. Still early.
Key and Peel.
So there you have it. All right. We don't have, and of course, Cowboys inactives. We'll know those probably another hour or two.
Christy Scales always has.
Yeah,
that.
No. You'll get a rundown from her here momentarily.
There are writers, though, and the beat writers, they actually listen for Christy to do this on
Absolutely,
the
they
show.
should. By the way, this is the Spec's Tailgate Show. Spec's Wine, Spirits, Finer Foods, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Cheers to savings. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Also, too, let's see. Whoop, nope, never mind.
Let me
what
throw
were you
this
about to say?
in.
What were you about to say?
My player profile
is
with Tyler Booker, who is back from the injury list himself. He had that concussion.
I'm glad you're talking about
Showing
that.
up that O-line.
I am absolutely glad you're mentioning that.
He's got a high football IQ.
No, he's a bright dude. He absolutely is. Don't forget to, now again, we'll take you up here for another 2 segments, and then we hand the broadcast baton off to Brian Broaddus, Super Bowl winning scout, and of course, Mr. Eric Chiafalo. And then at halftime, you get the halftime show with Broaddus and Zach Wolchuk, and then the postgame show with Wolchuk and Broaddus as well. They will be live on site over there at AT&T Stadium. Stadium. They will be visiting live from the field with Fox Sports' Tom Rinaldi, who is going to be working the sidelines today, along with Aaron Andrews. And, of course, Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady will be calling the game as well. They'll be live from the booth as well with Brom Weinstein, the radio play-by-play voice of the Washington Commanders. Chris already mentioned that his player profile this week will be with Tyler Booker. And then, of course, Brom Weinstein, as we already mentioned. And then, of course, you'll get Brad Sham and some Mr. Shoddy, some Babe, and Christy Scales as well, keeping you nice and crispy and up to date on all things Dallas Cowboys.
After the game on the post-game show, you'll be hearing interviews from the locker room from me and Fred and Blake.
That's absolutely right.
Bobby Belt.
That's it from the insider Bobby Belt. And, of course, he'll be on the pregame as well. All right, that's 3 hours in the books, ladies and gentlemen. 2 segments left, and then we hand this thing off to Broadus and Chiafalo. This is the Specs Tailgate Show right here on your home for the Dallas Cowboys, 105 through the Fan.
Sean and RJ, the KNC masterpiece, G Magnet.
To remember something, you have to forget something else. Okay, now that is very cute. That's like a little shag. I've never seen it before. Well, I mean, of course you have. So, Rachel, oh, is that your name? No, I mean, your name. No, I'm Jen. Your name is Jen. Right, but I just mean like this is your haircut, but that's hair on your head. I'm not saying this is your hair.
This is the exclusive home of Dallas Cowboys football. KRLD-FM and HD1, Dallas, Fort Worth. Let's go, Cowboys.
An Odyssey sports station. Driven by our D&M Leasing Studios. Thanks for turning it on and leaving it on. 105.3 The Fan.
All right, final 2 segments happening right now here on the Specs Tailgate Show. I'm Fred Davis. That's the 3-time Hall of Famer, Mr. Chris Arnold.
Got you down.
All right, and then, of course, we got the one, the only, Mr. Trevor Beck, the Trevorest of the Becks, here as part of the Specs Tailgate Show. Don't forget Specs Wine, Spirits, and Finer Foods. Proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Cheers to savings. And we are a mere 3.5 hours away from this game. And, of course, as you guys all know, this game is the Fox Game of the Week. We already went through some of the games earlier in the day, and we just ran through some inactives as well. Final score, though, in the London game, you had the Rams absolutely take care of business this morning. What was the final score to that? 35-7 was that final score, and it was just an ugly game all the way around. All right, you got Cowboys Commanders. You already know about that. Packers and Cardinals. Green Bay is a 6.5-point, 7-point dog, depending upon what you're looking at. I like the Packers to win this game, but I do expect the Cardinals, at the very least, to cover the spread because that's kind of what they do.
Yeah.
And I think we're I think we're in this weird place with the Packers, right, where for as good as they looked in week 1 against the Detroit Lions, they haven't looked like that since.
Right. They haven't been dominant. In fact, their fans mad at Micah because he's not dominant. He's there, but he's not dominating. And then he came out last week saying, they're not caught in holding. All these offensive linemen are holding me. They grabbed me by the neck.
Hey, it's one of them things where, Cowboy fans are saying, look, or Packer fans are saying, look, for $47 million, we don't want to hear it.
We don't hear that. We want Reggie White.
Okay? Because, hey, Reggie White was grabbing dudes with one arm and chucking them out of the way and going to the quarterback. So, no, it's a little bit different vibe over there. I'll say this about the Packers. And look, I picked the Packers to go to the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year.
Me too.
One thing that, and even I knew this, and I still kind of overlooked it or just kind of thought, all right, well, they'll be okay. See, Robert Saleh was a defensive coordinator / consultant. Well, I say defensive coordinator. He was their quote-unquote consultant on that Green Bay defense after he got the boot from the Jets last year.
Right.
All right? Because him and LaFleur are boys.
Yeah, they were like the same wedding together.
And so if you notice, that defense got a lot better when he came on board.
And then he went back to the 49ers.
And then he went back to the 49ers. And so, honestly, I'm kind of surprised that he didn't stay on board in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Right? Now, maybe it's because you already had your DC and you don't want to, whatever that was going to look like. But that's your boy. And hey, one thing you can say about Robert Saleh, and I'll say this to all my just begrudged, beaten down, and whatever you want to call them, Jets fans.
Oh, for Jets.
How much feel? I mean, let's look at where we were at a year ago with Robert Saleh, this year with Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, it's a mess. And Aaron Glenn isn't necessarily the reason why. It's just the whole organization's a mess. Ask the grandkids who are in the front office. It's a mess. Aaron Glenn can only. It's a tough. By the way, they said his advisor is Bill Parcells because Bill Parcells was his coach when he was playing for the Jets back in the day. Here's the deal, though. As far as handling the media and handling the spotlight in New York, the only thing he can say, I'm talking about Aaron Glenn, and Aaron Glenn's my guy, is that the Lions started out losing 8 games in a row, too.
They did.
And then they turned that whole damn thing around. And by the way, the Lions, in the past 2 years, have not lost 2 games in a row. Did you know that?
It doesn't surprise me. I mean, I know they're sharp and soft as a fan base, though. I'm going to tell you that right now. The Lions fan base, y'all might want to realize you play a game on Monday. Still crying about the game that they lost on Monday night or Sunday night, whatever the hell night that was. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to remember. But, my God, Detroit Lion fans, get over it.
Yeah, get over it.
It's a loss.
It's a loss.
It
happened.
I mean, my boy was dealing on you all day. One bad call doesn't change the whole thing.
I think because they only when it was 2 games last year, they're spoiled.
And oh, by the way, I mean, hey, Lions fans, you're 5 years removed from being the Clippers.
Correct.
Okay, so let's chill for just a second. All right, all that being said, So anyway, Packers, Cardinals. I expect the Packers to win, but I do like the Cardinals to cover
Kyler's
that
hurt.
spread.
Kyler Murray's hurt.
That's all right, though. Jacoby Brissett's a solid backup quarterback, though.
Okay.
And Jacoby,
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I remember.
Look, Jacoby's one that Jacoby is basically the black Joe Flacco. Okay.
Yeah, he's been around a while.
Hey, you need a game to win?
Been around.
Don't worry about what the offense.
That's right.
Hey, just throw Jacoby
Pop him
Brissett
in.
in there. Big arm,
That's
can move
right.
around a little bit. I'm telling you right
He
now.
can hold it down for a game
Don't
or two.
sleep on my boy Jacoby Brissett. He's been doing this for a minute too. All right, let's see. Real quick. Falcons at 49ers. San Francisco -1.5. Give me the Falcons.
Give me the Falcons.
Give me the
49ers
Falcons.
are all injured. They're
They're beat up. They are beat up. No question about it.
In the
And then last but certainly not least, we're going back to look at Monday night, doing the whole 2 games on Monday night. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but whatever. It is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. Detroit -5.5 there at home. I like the Buccaneers in this one. Abuka and Mike Evans are game time decisions. It looks like Mike Evans will probably go again. Abuka, have to wait and see. TBD on that.
I gotta go with the Lions because they don't lose 2 in a row. They don't lose 2 in a row.
I like that. Here's the thing. I like the Lions to win.
And I love Baker Mayfield.
But I do expect the Buccaneers to cover. I really, really do. And then last but certainly not least, Seahawks at Texans. Give me the Seahawks. I think this will be a close game, though. I think this will be a close game, though.
Texans at Seahawks.
Texans are at Seahawks, yes. Texans are a weird team right now, man. They're coming off the bye. They had 2 wins right before the bye. Of course, one of them was they just beat the brakes off of the Baltimore Ravens. That's a whole other conversation for another time. They're on a bye this week. Probably couldn't have asked for a better timing for their bye. But there's just something about this Texans team that it's hard to wrap your brain around. What are they trying to do?
Yes.
Because I don't understand. Nick Caserio.
They have no identity.
Look, you fired your boy Bobby Slowick a year ago. You brought in another guy that I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but
Nick Talley.
Okay, right. And so he was. I do know he was the tight ends coach for the Rams. So he comes from that Sean McVay tree. But at the same time, too, you overhauled your entire offensive line and you traded away your best left tackle, Laramie Tunsil. Of course, he does get a lot of penalties, so there's that whole conversation. Either way, Nico Collins has not done what I think we all expect him to do, and I think we're all kind of trying to figure out, okay, how do we appropriately rate C.J. Stroud? Because for as good as he looked his rookie year, looked very average last year, and has really looked average at times this year.
Confused.
And we're not sure exactly where to take that. So
he seems confused.
We will see on that front. So there you have it. There's your games. And by the way, what is what's the Sunday night game tonight? Is that the let's see.
It's the Falcons and
that's
the 49ers.
Okay, that's Falcons and 49ers. Yeah. Okay, just making sure. Falcons and 49ers tonight. That will be your Sunday night matchup. So get your minds right for that. Another full day of football. Let me tell you what, let me read some text messages here. I've got them like 30 minutes set back here. Let's see. I don't know what these people are trying to say here. I made a homemade cinnamon apple crumble last night with oat topping, took a little puff as it cooled, and then slapped a scoop of vanilla bean ice cream on top.
That man
knows
how to appreciate some apple pie.
That's exactly how you go down and do that. Okay, from the 210, 37-24 Dallas, Dak throws 4 touchdowns, and Blake downs 4 plates.
561 says, I went to high school with Jacoby Brissett, played basketball with him. Dude's a GOAT.
No, he's absolutely one of those guys.
And then 469 is talking about the Detroit Lions fans. Says, hey, that's like telling Cowboy fans to get over the Dez Bryant catch. There's a different scenario. That was a playoff game.
Yeah.
And this is just a regular season game. Lions
No, it
fans.
absolutely is. It absolutely is. Chris from
season.
Texas Rangers Daily. Shout out to our boy and the fan phenom. Running errands and listening to the best pregame show in the land. Shout out to you, Chris.
Appreciate you, man.
Making it do what it do. Let's see. Sounds like Fred Durst is still mad at Eminem about Christina Aguilera. No, I really don't. I'm not. I'm over it. Let's see. Here we go. Somebody says I'm not a believer. Jesus,
I'm a believer.
I don't know. Somebody quote. I'm getting Bible scripture quoted at me already this morning. What did I say?
Maybe it was I'm trying to think of like whenever. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Because somebody said something about, hey, chill out. I'm going to. Some people going to church. Remember that Chris said that right at the start. And I can't remember what I can't remember what you had said.
He didn't say it. Somebody texted in about headboard.
Oh, that's right. It was the Trayvon stuff.
And I said, hey.
So can't be talking about that. Some people driving to church.
Yeah, I don't know. I was going to say, and I don't know. It said, try not to swear to the Holy One, Fred. I don't think I did I?
No, you didn't.
I don't know.
Did you say a JC or
no,
something?
No, I didn't. I don't know what I said. Anyway, I say a lot of things, but I don't think I said that. All right, final segment. Let's do a little crosstalk with them boys over at
the stadium.
At the stadium over at AT&T Stadium. A lot to get to. Don't go anywhere. This is the Specs Tailgate Show.
This college football season, AAA is your MVP, the real hero that gets you to game day and back with zero stress. On or off the field, AAA has your back. With member perks that keep your plans moving. We're talking roadside help when you need it, affordable car insurance to protect your ride, plus discounts on sports and event tickets, gas, gym memberships, dining, and more. AAA members save an average of $220 a year. And here's the game-winning play. Enter now for your shot at a $5,000 AAA travel package. Just head to AAA.com/MVP for your chance to win.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
I woke up this morning feeling like I was coming down with something. Cough, congestion, headache. My first thought was, nope, this can't happen. I have big plans this weekend. So I took Mucinex Kickstart. It provides all-in-one and done relief with a morning jolt of instant cooling sensation. Thanks to Mucinex Kickstart, I didn't even need to cancel my weekend plans. If you start feeling cough and congestion coming on, take Mucinex Kickstart for relief with a kick. At your favorite retailer. Use as directed.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer, an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your traffic. So get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Save 77% on NordVPN and get 3 extra months.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Estimate based on your neighborhood average and individual results may vary.
Your property tax bill is hitting your mailbox this month. That extra $1,000 you're writing a check for, that could have stayed in your pocket with Ownwell. Ownwell has lowered property taxes for more than 500,000 Texans. including over 140,000 property owners right here in Dallas-Fort Worth. Ownwell's local tax experts handle everything to reduce your property taxes. All paperwork, negotiations, even hearings, so you don't have to. And while other companies take up to half of what you save, Ownwell charges just 25%, and that's only if you save. In 2025, Dallas homes in the $350,000 range saved over $600 on average with Ownwell. Sign up for Ownwell now so that next year, you pay only what's fair. Sign up now free. Don't pay unless you save. Text Dallas to 64,000. Text Dallas to 64,000 to sign up for free. Text DALLAS to 64,000.
This segment of the Spec Tailgate is brought to you by the Frankels. If you've been injured in a car or truck wreck, call Frankel first. 214-817-333-3333. With Frankel & Frankel, there's never an out-of-pocket cost, and they only get paid when you win. Frankel & Frankel, the go-to car truck with attorneys in Dallas.
From the 469, Fred and CA hitting it hard today, guys. Thanks for making my drive to the airport awesome. Got to go to the armpit this afternoon. Well, we're going to one of the hottest places in the DFW with two of the hottest guys around. Pause. The Super Bowl winning scout, Brian Broaddus, and the chiefiest chief I know, Eric Chiafalo. How we doing today, boys?
Hey, we are fantastic, gentlemen. How the heck are y'all?
Good. Having a little fun this morning.
Yes, you did. Thanks for getting me here to AT&T Stadium with all the fun football entertainment.
Is the roof open?
Hey, roof closed. Doors are going to be open today, I learned driving in. So they're going to try and play with the sun a little bit, I think, by opening the doors.
Majestic.
Yeah, they're going to let the sun go through the doors, but it's not going to go through that glass, so it might help them out today.
I love it. All right, so it's basically Jaden Daniels and a bunch of Jalen Tolberts that you're up against today.
Terrified.
I got to think, and you know, look, I hate to be that guy, but this is a game that you probably should win today, is it not?
Oh, this is a stand up or get the hell out of here game.
Yeah, right.
You know, for the Cowboys.
Respect.
Yeah, I mean,
like that.
You gotta stand up today and take this thing on. You know, Dak Prescott is, I think, against NFC East opponents at home, he's 20-2. So that bodes well for you. Dak's been playing at a very, very high level. You get a lot of guys back. You get your offense back. But this is what scares me because the Dallas defense, I think we know what the Dallas defense is. And I think the Commanders are going to think, you know what, we don't have wide receiver help. We don't have a lot of skill guys. But what we have is a legitimate running game. And so Dallas right off the jump is going to be tested. And so that's why I'm calling this the stand up or get the hell out of here game.
Have you heard anything more about Trayvon Diggs? Either of you guys?
As far as what he did to get himself inactive today?
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, I heard that there were 3 different stories, and he knows what is of the 3 stories. That's what I heard. Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, you said you heard that there were because you reported that on Friday that you heard 3 different stories, but nobody really knew which third story was accurate.
Which story was accurate? So there was the I'm not sure from one guy. And then there was, I've heard 3 different stories, not sure which one of them are true. So, this is one of those times where, you need all hands on deck. You really, really do in playing these games. And for Diggs, it's kind of been one thing after another. And that's the disappointing thing I think this front office and probably Diggs is going through right now himself.
Didn't a couple of weeks ago he didn't even start?
Well, yeah, they've done this rotational thing with the corners, so it's kind of like it's like in college, where they're saying, okay, well we got these corners, we've recruited them, and we want to make sure we kind of keep them all happy. So yeah, it wasn't a start or a lack of a start because of poor play at that time. It was just, hey, we want to sit there, we have guys we want to see at different spots, and we want to give them the opportunity to start.
Question: if we think Turpin's going to play today, correct?
He is.
We think CeeDee Lamb's going to play, or we know he's going to play today.
Mingo's going to be your inactive cat, so he's out. So you're going to have your 5 normal guys is what you're going to have today. So that would be the 2 starters. That'd be Turpin, that'd be Flanoy, and then Tolbert.
Okay, so that's my question for you is who's going to be that 4th guy then? Is it going to be Flanoy or is it going to be Tolbert?
This is where I think the rotation will come in. They struggle. The Commanders struggle a little bit at their nickel, and so how much do you keep Lamb inside, and let him run on Sanderstill, and then or do you use Turpin to run on him? And so I have a feeling if it turns into Lamb being the inside guy, then that means that either Flanoy or Tolbert will be the outside guy. So I think that's how they'll play it today.
Speaking of rotations, how much does it help the run game that Tyler Booker's back, or does it not affect the run game?
Oh, no, it'll help the run game. I mean, they need to get things going off that right side. They got that law firm of Brown, Robinson, and Brown kicked their ass last week in Carolina. And, and if Dallas is going to run the type of offense where they're going to – the Commanders are poor on the edge. They've struggled playing edge defense. So inside has been a little bit of a different story. But having him, Booker back, working with – working inside with Steele, and then you get they struggle because penetration kills the pull game, and that's how Dallas runs the football. They like to pull and get guys out in space, and so they need to make sure that they get that front side squared up if they're going to do any backside pulling.
Get you out here with this, and I know you've talked a little bit about this already. You hinted at it. Is Jaden Blue in line for a sneaky, I don't want to call it a breakout game, but for a game where we say to ourselves, all right, we finally see the vision.
Be nice to block for him a little bit.
That's true.
Yeah. He's got a little Deuce Vaughn in him when it comes to, hey, we're not going to block for you when we hand you the ball.
Yeah.
So, if the Commanders are going to struggle on the edge a little bit, now, does it the toss? Is it the handoffs? Yeah, swing him a ball, get him going in this game. This guy's so capable of making plays, but we just haven't seen it because of the opportunities when they do get him the football. He's usually at the line of scrimmage or getting trapped behind it.
Over and under on how many times Anger punts the ball.
Yeah.
Set the line at what, 1.5, 2.5?
Well, after the first drive, he's probably going to punt because Dallas is 32nd in the league on opening drive.
Is that right?
Yeah, they are awful. So there goes one possession right out the gate. That'll be one.
You also have a Commanders defense that in the first two drives have been pretty poor defensively.
Something's got to give.
Something's got to give
something's
here.
Got to give.
Speaking of something having to give, what is the Brian Kelly buyout, and what's going to have to give?
That's over $50 million, I believe.
So
we gave Coach O 17.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're borderline becoming a broke football team.
I was going to say, you guys got that Penn State lettuce where you guys can get rid of him if you need to?
Yeah, we're not. We really, really don't. I mean, we'll find a way to come up with it. But, we paid 17 for the last coach, and then – now we're going to look at 50 for this, and then when you take that money from, when you ask the alum to give money to buy out, then you're asking me to give money for NIL stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute, I just paid for you. You made a mistake at a coach and paid him this, and now you want NIL money from me too? And by the way, our NIL guys need to step their ass up too.
For real.
I mean, seriously, if you're. I'd like to see the value, the teams that are getting value from the NIL money. I bet you Indiana is really high up in this.
Well,
as far as getting value for their NIL money.
Your boy Nick Saban said it right when he said it a year ago. He goes, "Look, if you're going to hit on these guys, or if you're going to spend money on these guys, you better hit on the right ones. When you don't,
we're not doing that at Ellis and U.
Well, I'll tell you what, don't feel bad. There's a lot of schools out there that aren't hitting as well. Boys, we're looking forward to it today. 12:30 to 3:30. Nobody does a better pregame than Brian Broaddus.
We'll see you in the press box, guys.
Looking forward to it, boys.
Guys.
All right, we'll see you guys here in just a little bit. Make sure you keep the station locked right here on 105.3 The Fan. Like I said, we got a couple more minutes, and then we are Audi 5000.
Who pays off Uberflus if you have to do something with him?
Jerry got that long cheddar, so Jerry ain't worried about it. But Uberflus ain't going anywhere.
He ain't going nowhere.
Uberflus is not going anywhere. All right, real quick, last thing of today. Again, we've got predictions here. I've got the Cowboys winning today 27-17, forcing 3 turnovers. Chris Arnold has a Cowboys win today 40-39, and Trevor, being the hater that he is, has the Commanders winning today 34-31. Parting shot?
I think you'll see a big performance by Daniel, but it won't be enough. Daniels won't be enough.
I love where your head's at. Let's see. And lastly, from the 325, I'm getting the sense that Diggs played his last game as a Cowboy. Shout out, as always, to the one, the only, Mr. Trevor, the creator. Great stuff, as always, from the three-time Hall of Famer, Mr. Chris Arnold. I'm Fred Davis. Make sure you keep it locked right here on 105.3 The Fan for the Cowboys pregame. Good night. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow.